is Caden McKean, and Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass, and Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a three-time state medalist, and there, a really nice takedown. Good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it, up top. Fay at the buzzer, hits the three. Nice looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long three, got it!
Nice. Cash attacks. Double, almost triple teamed, out to Connell, deep three. Wow. Hit it. That's a three for South Loop.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Firstenau. Hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
You get second, 6, and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key 3. Good! Pandorf at the buzzer. Johnson hammered out towards center. Home, going back. Home will dive, and did he make the catch? He did! Caden Home, a diving catch across his body to the right.
Ball comes out of there. Who's going to hop on top of it? It's going to be scooped up by Cooksley. Inside the 30, the 20, 15, 10. Can he get there? He can. It's 6 points for Sandhill Thedford on defense. The scoop and score.
Calderos sends it in the corner to Santos, a 3, got it. His third from downtown in the quarter.
With the bounce, gets it into Ryan. Nice post move, lays it up and in, and scores 2.
10.2 seconds left. Plays it out to Pandorf, top of the key. Long 3, she puts it up, and that's going to go.
And they turn it over, does Hyannis. More could be showtime, goes up and jams it. What a way to end the half for Mullen.
Finney lost it to Cash Gracie. Cash runs forward, dunks it, and looks over at his fellow students in the student section on the far side and gives a fist pump.
Bounce pass to the elbow to Jackson Henry, handoff Loy. Loy picked up by Miller. Loy bounces it inside to Henry. He'll put it up and score! And Ansley Litchfield has their first lead of the game.
That's a good-looking car out of Laramie, Wyoming again.
Can't get it to go. Lance Jones the rebound. Throws it ahead to Cash Gracie. He puts it home with one hand on the dunk.
The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bow's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean, and Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass, and Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a three-time state medalist, and there, a really nice takedown. Good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it, up top. Fay at the buzzer, hits the 3. Nice looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long 3, got it!
Nice. Cash attacks. Double, almost triple teamed, out to Connell, deep 3. Hit it. That's a 3 for South Loop.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Firstenau. Hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
You get second, 6, and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key 3. Good! Pandorf at the buzzer. Johnson hammered out towards center. Home, going back. Home will dive, and did he make the catch? He did! Caden Home.
Welcome to another broadcast of high school sports here on Central Nebraska's Sports Source. We want to say thanks to all the community-spirited businesses who bring you our coverage. We hope that you'll join us thanking those sponsors by giving them your patronage.
Thank you to these businesses that bring you every high school and Husker broadcast.
Nebraska State Bank, Grocery Cart, Arrow Seed, Team Physical Therapy, Meade Lumber, Custer Federal State Bank, Rod's Body and Paint, Trotter Service, Shelter Insurance, Agland ATV, Duda Plumbing, Sargent Irrigation, Melham Medical Center, Geared for Sports, Broken Bow Dental, Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency, Gateway Motors, High Street Insurance and Financial Services, Taylor Heating and Cooling, Justin Thompson Agency, Palmer Monument, Central Nebraska Diesel. Now, let's go live for our coverage of exciting sports action on Central Nebraska Sports Source.
Good afternoon and welcome to Sumner Eddyville Miller High School, host of this triangular action we've got ahead for you this afternoon on KBBN Radio and the Sand Hills Express YouTube and Facebook pages. My name is Jeremy Scheib. We've got Jack Simpson behind the camera, and Larry Kottner will join me on the call for this one as SEM takes on Arcadia Loup City and Twin Loup, and the Rebels of Arcadia Loup City also take on Twin Loup. It's a triangular ahead tonight. SEM is 20-6, Arcadia Loup City 8-17, and Twin Loup 3-24. Before we get into this first broadcast between the Wolves of Twin Loup and the Mustangs of SEM, we want to thank other sponsors that are joining us on this broadcast in addition to those you heard at the start. They include 4 County Heating and Air, Clang Financial, Backbone of Healthcare, Thrivent Financial, the Twin Loup Boosters, Custer County Feeders, 5 Points Bank, Stevens Welding, Beatty Family Farms, Stryker Tractor, Bowie Fertilizer, Tubbs Pub, and Eggleston Oil. Thank you as well to the video sponsors you'll see on your screen throughout this broadcast, including Insurance of the Heartland, Colligan of Broken Bow, the Callaway District Hospital with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, Meade Lumber, Grocery Cart, Nebraska State Bank, BD, Power Solutions, and H&R Block. We'll hear from some of those sponsors when we come back. We'll welcome Larry into the broadcast, and we'll get you set up for this triangular featuring SEM, Twin Loup, and Arcadia Loup City. This broadcast of the Twin Loup Wolves is being brought to you by the Twin Loup Boosters, including 4W Delaney, Agland ATV, Burwell Dental Clinic, Burwell Family Practice PC, Burwell Pharmacy, Calamus Outfitters, Central Nebraska Electric, the City of Sargent, The Corner Stop, Diamond Ring Ranch, Don and Sue Shada, Fensky Farms, First National Bank, and Govia Brothers Mortuary and Crematory. Enjoy the broadcast brought to you in part by the Twin Loup Boosters.
Custer County Feeders in Oconto are always ready to help serve you. Manager Michelle Pearson and her team are there to answer any questions you may have. The question they enjoy answering most is how they can best help you. Give them a call today at 308-858-4455. They are ready to feed your cattle. Custer County Feeders in Oconto, there for their customers, ready to serve you, and proud to support the SEM Mustangs.
5 Points Bank in Sumner is proud to support the SEM Mustangs this season. They offer hometown banking service with uptown bank products designed to help you succeed. 5 Points Bank has locations in Sumner, Grand Island, Kearney, Hastings, Lincoln, and Omaha. So no matter where you are, they're there to serve you. Whether you're opening your first account or starting up a new business, they have the expertise and resources to help. Good luck, Mustangs, from 5 Points Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Stevens Welding in Sumner has been serving the area since 1972 with professional welding and metal fabrication. Their custom-made one-piece round bale feeders for cattle and horses are in demand all across the region, and their steel feed bunks will last forever. Stevens Welding can also make those hydraulic hoses while you wait, saving you downtime. A tradition of quality workmanship. That's Stevens Welding in Sumner.
The Jeff and Bart Beatty families of Sumner are proud to support the SEM Mustangs. A lot of hard work goes into being a student athlete, and Beatty Family Farms is behind all of these young people 100%. Good luck throughout the season. Play hard and have fun. They'll be cheering you on in life and in sports too. The Jeff and Bart Beatty families of Sumner, proud sponsors of this sports broadcast.
Stryker Tractor Service of Eddyville does much more than repair and rebuild tractors. They also have a good selection of reconditioned tractors on hand, specially priced and ready to go to work for you. With over 45 years of experience, they repair and offer free troubleshooting advice on all tractors. Stryker Tractor Service stocks a variety of starters, alternators, and clutches. To keep your workhorse going strong, call Stryker Tractor Service in Eddyville.
With locations in Miller, Overton, and Riverdale, Bowie Fertilizer provides a large number of area farms with the tools for success. Whether it's custom application of fertilizer or the chemicals or seed they need, Bowie Fertilizer strives to offer a quality product and a competitive price. To learn more about their services, call 457-2161 and talk with Rick Bowie. They also want to wish all the area teams the best of luck from Bowie Fertilizer in Miller, Overton, and Riverdale.
Welcome back to Sumner as we get you set up for this first of 3 matches in this triangular this afternoon from Sumner Eddyville Miller High School. And welcome Larry Kottner into the broadcast. He'll have the call of this Twin Loop and SEM matchup. We'll talk a little bit about these two teams, Larry. An obvious thing to start with is the fact that sub-district play is right around the corner for everybody, whether they've got a game later on this week or not. Sub-district play and the postseason is right around the corner. These games this week is tune-up time, essentially. This is ironing out those last few wrinkles in your game, making sure that you're peaking at the right time, which ideally would be next week.
Yeah, and for both these teams, this is your last opportunity to move up in the point standings. Tonight is it, because the pairings are going to come out for next week, either tomorrow or on Thursday. Now, granted, Sumner Eddyville Miller's got a game Thursday night. It will not count towards the points when it comes to sub-district. But looking at the points, there's no question SEM's going to be home in the sub-district next week. And Twin Loop, who is here as part of this triangular tonight, should also be in this tournament, or will be in this tournament next week in D2. So those are two things we know already. But both these teams, as you mentioned, want to kind of smooth some things out.
SEM 20-6 on the year, coming off of a 22-9 great season last year. They're currently riding a 3-game winning streak, which started back with a win in a consolation match against Ainsley Litchfield at the back end of the Fort Kearney Conference. They have since gotten wins in 2-0 over Wilcox-Hildreth as well as Pleasanton. You take a look at the Twin Loop Wolves side of things. Hasn't been going their way as of late. Their last win came back last month against Sand Hills Valley at the Brady Invite. They're 3-24 on the season. Their wins have kind of been spread out throughout the season. We're 7-21 last year, looking to end the season on a positive note here regular season-wise before going into sub-district play at the early part of next week. We'll take a look at some of the players you'll see out on the floor here this evening when we come back on Central Nebraska's Sports Source.
Go Mustangs! Tubbs Pub cheers for the Mustangs, and they admire their talent and sportsmanship. Tubbs Pub welcomes all students, friends, and families to Tubbs Pub for a hearty meal when in Sumner. Regardless of how the games turn out, let's all enjoy the friendship of our communities together at Tubbs Pub. Enjoy prime rib specials every Friday and Saturday night and hot home-cooked meals Monday through Saturday. Let's all eat at Tubbs Pub in Sumner.
Eggleston Oil keeps the Oconto community on the go with full service at the gas pumps. They treat every customer with a smile and often some lively conversation. Their shop provides automotive repairs as well as tire service. Eggleston Oil keeps the local farms moving with fast, reliable, on-the-farm fuel delivery. They also help with a variety of local fundraisers too. Supporting radio coverage of high school sports is yet another way they show that all-important community involvement at Eggleston Oil of Oconto.
This broadcast of the Twin Loop Wolves is brought to you by the Twin Loop Boosters, including Great Western Gas Company, Grint Farm Supply, Gum Auction and Realty, Hamilton Telecommunications, Hermsmeyer Agronomy, Hilltop Ranch, James and Janice Barron, Joe and Cindy Horkey, KCNI KBBN Radio, Krause Angus Ranch, Louie's Body Shop, Marvin and Joyce Douse, and Maverick Truck Stop and Trotter Feed. Enjoy the broadcast brought to you in part by the Twin Loop Boosters.
Nothing says ultimate relaxation better than kicking your feet up on your newly constructed or resurfaced deck. Mead Lumber in Broken Bow is proud to offer their customers high-quality TimberTech terrain decking. No matter the shape, size, or layout, it can be used to build it. Plus, the popular colors brown oak and silver maple are in stock in Broken Bow, ready to go home with you. If you don't have a deck but want one, they can help you plan your project as well. TimberTech Terrain Decking from Mead Lumber in Broken Bow, East Highway 2.
Life's better when you're under our roof because we can help you choose insurance to help protect what matters most. Life insurance from American Family Life Insurance Company can help financially protect your loved ones by replacing a portion of your income if you were to pass away. That means your family could have the help they need to continue to pursue their dreams. Contact Justin at the Justin Thompson Agency at 872-5252 today.
American Family Insurance.
Products not available in all states. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
October is one of our favorite months at Team Physical Therapy because it's National Physical Therapy Month. October is focused on promoting the benefits of physical therapy, the importance of movement in our everyday lives, and overall wellness. Team Physical Therapy offers many therapies to help. Stop by one of our locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Callaway, and Gothenburg, or call 872-5111. Here's to the month of celebrating physical therapy from Team Physical Therapy.
Welcome back to Sumner as match 1 of 3 is around the corner here on KBBN Radio and Sandhills Express Video. It'll be Twin Loop and SCM. Let's first take a look at some of these players for Twin Loop here, Larry. Jalen Blackburn is leading the Wolves in kills. She's got 199 on the season, is averaging almost 3 per set. It's obvious that you want to get your top kill leader going. I think that'll be a number one key for them here early in this match.
Yeah, and she does a really good job, especially when she gets that ball set to her in the middle. She has a golden opportunity at that particular time if they can get it to her right in that middle position.
Nice point about Twin Loop is that after Blackburn, they've got 4 kids that go out there on the floor, and you can look to kind of in an even way as far as kills on the season. Here late in the season, they've got 4 players that have 40 or more after Blackburn's 199. So you can really go all kinds of different directions on the floor and get a pretty even result.
Yeah, when I look at the Lady Wolves, one of the things that sticks out with in my mind is they really scrap. They do a great job of keeping balls alive. They'll go into the stands trying to save balls to keep it alive and send back over on 3.
Well, that leads me right into my next point, which has to do with those on the team leading the Wolves in digs. They've got 6 girls that are over 125 digs this season, so that's really even. They're paced by Natalie Haskell, who's got 3.5 digs per set. That's quite a number.
Yeah, and she has been at that libero position most of the season. And then Lorena Shada, she's done a good job too at 3 digs per set, and as well as Carson Vincent, who's got some pretty good numbers as well.
We'll take a look at some of the players we'll see out on the floor for SEM and talk a little bit about their lineup plans when it comes to these matches here this evening as well when we come back on KBBN Radio and Sandhills Express Video.
Different savings each day this week at Geared for Sports. Stop in often to see what's new and be sure to watch their Facebook page for their daily deals worth checking out. Savings could pop up on shoes, hoodies, cold weather gear. Who knows what Scott will choose? Can't find what you need? Make sure and ask. They'll do their best to get it for you. Watch for daily deals on Facebook at Geared for Sports in Broken Bow on the west side of the square. Open Monday through Friday 10 to 6 and Saturday 10 to 4.
If your yard smells like a science experiment gone wrong, it's time to call Duda Plumbing, where they do the plumbing. Scott and Colton specialize in septic tank pumping and installation. No job is too big, too small, or, too smelly. Duda Plumbing serves Broken Bow and surrounding communities with quick, reliable service that keeps things flowing where they should be flowing. So before your backyard turns into a biohazard zone, call the pros. Duda Plumbing, where they do the plumbing.
Attention Nebraska farmers. At Custer Federal State Bank, we know that agriculture is more than a job, it's a way of life. That's why we're proud to offer agricultural loans tailored to your needs. Whether you're looking to expand your operations, purchase new equipment, or manage daily expenses, our experienced team is here to help. With competitive rates, personalized service, we're your partners in growth. Visit Custer Federal State Bank today, where your future grows. Custer Federal State Bank, rooted in Nebraska, growing with you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Throughout October, when you shop at Gateway Motors, not only will you get a great set of wheels, but you'll be helping a great cause as well. Gateway Motors has partnered with Melham Medical Center and Sandhill Strong this Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A percentage of every single vehicle sold at Gateway in October will benefit breast cancer patient care, mammograms, cancer screenings, follow-up care, and other patient needs. Buy a car, do some breast cancer awareness good at Gateway Motors in Broken Bow.
Having a party, celebration, tailgate, or watch party? Then you need to come and see us at the Grocery Cart. Between our amazing deals and GK Wine and Spirits, we'll help you treat your guests right. Start out with a meat and cheese tray or a Chester's chicken in the deli, or pick up a rack of smoked ribs. For drinks, our aisles at the GK Wine and Spirits are full with savings on your favorites. The Deli and GK Wine and Spirits, inside the Grocery Cart, Broken Bow.
Trotter Service on Highway 2 in Broken Bow is your trusted local source for all your auto repair and maintenance needs. From oil changes and tire sales to complete vehicle repairs, their skilled team offers honest, reliable service to keep your car running smoothly and safely. Whether it's routine maintenance or an unexpected repair, Trotter Service is dedicated to getting you back on the road quickly and with confidence. Trotter Service, your hometown automotive repair and tire store.
Welcome back to Sumner. SEM also trying to end their regular season on a really upbeat way. And Larry was noticing off of the air that they actually have a match later on this week. And that's not a triangular. That's just a match against a very good Shelton team. And I know you were having a conversation with some of the SEM folks down there on the floor. It sounds like in order to make sure that they're always on top of their game, they've got some strategy maybe going into their lineup here tonight.
Yeah, talked to Erica Capel, the head coach for Sumner Eddyville Miller, and she just talked about the fact that they've already had a lot of sets this week. That big five-setter in the consolation the other night against Ansley Litchfield. They played 4 sets in 2 victories last night in straight sets in a triangular. They've got the triangular tonight and then a possibility of another 5-set match on Thursday night. So she wants to rest a couple of the seniors like Taryn Arbuthnot and also Jacelyn Hoos in this first match and get some playing time for some of the younger freshmen and also try out a few things. Now, if the match is tight, she's not going to be afraid to put those seniors in and play them, but it's an opportunity for them to rest a little bit. And I think this is also maybe a lesson learned from last year. If I remember correctly, Taryn Arbuthnot got hurt just before sub-districts last year, kind of in this little stretch, and so they're trying to avoid that again.
Yeah, it's all about strategizing the way that works best for you while also getting wins, but building for the future as well. I know coaches always have that in the back of their mind. Every single point that you can play in builds to the future, and if you've got some underclassmen that you can get out there, that'll certainly serve them well. Let's talk about some of the leaders on this team. Taryn Arbuthnot, 382 kills on the season, almost 6 per set, Larry. That is an amazing number.
Those are incredible numbers. You know, when normally you go to state, a lot of times you see some numbers in the 300s, the 400s, rarely the 500s for kills. But my goodness, she's at 382, and she's been doing this since she was a freshman. She's easily over 1,000 for her career. One of the best players that's ever walked through Sumner Eddyville Miller that's wore a volleyball jersey here.
She also leads the team in digs with 416, averages about 6 of those per set as well. Jacelyn Hoos is just behind her, not just behind her. She is in second place, but a ways off in kills with 139. If we don't see those two, I would venture to guess that Kyler Jones and Haley Hayes are going to play well as far as hitting the ball, and that will be who SEM will look to first when it comes to attacking. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll get you more set up for the rest of this triangular. Twin Loop and SEM is first. Arcadia, Loup City, and Twin Loop is in the second match. And then SEM and Arcadia, Loup City will round things out here for us today. If you are watching on the Sand Hills Express YouTube and Facebook pages, please take note of those sponsors you're seeing scroll on the top right-hand part of your screen. They're making all of the video streaming possible. Each and every single one of them have sponsored every video stream we have done this month. It requires extra personnel and extra equipment, and it's all possible because of them. Back after this.
Resetting your password, unsubscribing from emails, printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Hi, this is Nate Bell with High Street Insurance and Financial Services in Broken Bow. See us online at hsip.com. See possible.
AeroSeed is your local supplier of native grasses. Whether planting for pastures or CRP or other conservation plantings, AeroSeed has the seed you need. AeroSeed has locally produced grass seed varieties to enhance your opportunity for successful establishment. Send them your seeding sheet for a free quote. All mixes are custom mixed, so don't delay in order to get your seed when you want it. Learn more about native grass seedings by contacting your local AeroSeed dealer or visit aeroseed.com.
In sports and in life, the right game plan makes all the difference. At Nebraska State Bank, they're proud to support the area teams and help the community reach their goals. From your first checking account to your dream home loan, Nebraska State Bank is there to help you play to win. With personal and business banking, home and ag loans, and modern online and mobile banking tools, you're sure to score with Nebraska State Bank and Trust Company, member FDIC.
Melham Medical Center in Broken Bow proudly cheers on our area student athletes. As a critical access hospital delivering compassionate, comprehensive care right here at home, they are your trusted health partner. From 24-hour emergency services to specialty clinics in cardiology, orthopedics, radiology, and more, they're large enough to serve, small enough to care. Call them anytime at 308-872-4100 to learn more or find care that supports you in every season of life. Melham Medical Center in Broken Bow.
Sargent Irrigation may work across the globe, but their heart is firmly planted in central Nebraska. They know it's the people here, hardworking, dedicated, and full of community pride, that make their success possible. That's why they proudly support both high school and Husker sports broadcasts. Whether you're cheering from the stands or tuning in at home, they're helping bring the excitement right to you. Enjoy the game, brought to you in part by Sargent Irrigation in Broken Bow.
Medicare annual enrollment is now through December 7th. Hi, this is Liana with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. It's time to review your Medicare coverage, and that includes your Medicare Supplement or Advantage Plan, Part D prescription plan, and even your vision and dental coverage. There are always changes to plan options, networks, and prescription formularies, so it's very important to review your coverage annually. Lori Leeper and I are here to help you in Callaway, Broken Bow, and the surrounding area. Give us a call to schedule your appointment today. 308-836-2201.
Welcome back to Sumner as we get you set up for Sumner, Eddyville, Miller, and Twin Loop, the first of three matches as a part of this triangular. Did hear from our sports director, Brent Apperson. It has gone final over on our sister station, KCNI Pure Country. Broken Bow getting the win in the third set in that fifth place match against McCook as a part of the Southwest Conference Tournament. They won 25-23 in the third to win it 2-1. So a very, very good win for Broken Bow, and that'll serve them well, catching a little bit of momentum going into sub-districts, just like other teams trying to do a little bit of the same.
Yeah, and they, of course, changed up the format this year for Southwest Conference, moved it off this coming Friday to Monday and Tuesday, so they could include that tournament into the brackets for sub-districts as well. And I think we heard Skylar Morris talk about the fact she liked the new changes and it worked out good for them today.
We've got a busy week ahead here, folks. I'll just kind of give you an idea on what we've got going on beyond today with the Southwest Conference Volleyball on KCNI and this triangular here on KBBN and Sandhills Express Video. This Thursday, we've got 3 football games we are passing your direction. D2 playoffs is where we'll get started at 4 p.m. with Sandhills, Senford, and Winside on KBBN and Sandhills Express Video. Larry will have the call of that. D2 football playoffs at 5 as well, and Selma Myrna facing Lions Decatur Northeast on KCNI. Mike Garner will join me for the call of that one at 5. Then at 7 o'clock on KBBN, Brent and Kirk are going to make the drive, as Twin Loop does as well, to Neely Oakdale. That'll round out our trio of games coming your direction on Thursday. Then this Friday, another busy day. We've got reports coming your way from State Cross Country at the Kearney Country Club. You can listen to those reports on site featuring our local student athletes from yours truly, who's ready to be out of breath again this year running around that cross-country course. 7 p.m. then, we've got 2 football games for you between our 2 radio stations. 6-man football right here on KBBN as Ansley Litchfield faces Stewart from Litchfield. Brent and Kirk will have Broken Bow facing Gothenburg in their regular season finale on KCNI. Nebraska football looking to get back on the winning track against Northwestern. 9 a.m. pregame, 11 a.m. kickoff on Saturday. And then next week, busy again. Volleyball sub-districts Monday and Tuesday. Friday, the second round of D1 and D2 football playoffs. Nebraska football on Saturday. It's go, go, go this time of year, and we are so glad to have you along for it on KCNI and KBBN and Sandhills Express Video. We'll take one more short break. When we come back, Larry will pass you along the starting lineups for Twin Loop and SEM. Coming up first in this triangular from Sumner Eddyville Miller High School on KBBN Radio.
Heating and Cooling, based in Broken Bow, provides professional heating and cooling services for both homes and businesses. Their team handles repairs, installations, annual maintenance, new construction, ductwork remodels, and exhaust ventilation with reliability and expertise. Call 308-872-6196 or visit TaylorHeatingandCoolingBB.com. and schedule an appointment today. Great athletes play with grit, heart, and integrity. At Palmer Monument in Broken Bow, those same qualities guide everything they do. Just as athletes push through challenges to reach victory, Palmer Monument's team works with dedication to design meaningful, lasting memorials for your loved ones. Crafted with pride and built to stand the test of time, they're committed to honoring every life with care and respect. Palmer Monument, designed with pride, sold with integrity, and always giving their very best, just like the athletes on the field.
Players add coupons for FAC rebates. What do all of these mean? Well, basically, great deals at Agden ATV. There's only a few days left to take advantage of players' rebates, special ad coupons, and great prices. And Jen can get you all hooked up with great finance rates. These deals end soon at Agden ATV in Broken Bow.
Online at aglandatv.net. Always wear a helmet, never drink and ride. Agland ATV Broken Bow.
When your vehicle needs dependable repair, turn to Rod's Body and Paint on the curve west of Broken Bow. They specialize in collision repair, color matching, auto glass replacement, and dent repair. Backed by certified technicians, free estimates, and fair prices that get you back on the road. With over a half century of experience serving the community, they have earned a reputation for quality and trust. Call 308-872-5346 for details or to schedule your estimate at Rod's Body and Paint in Broken Bow.
Welcome back to SEM High School. Larry's got your starting lineups for this first matchup.
And this sports broadcast is brought to you by Fort County Heating and Air. Owners Brian and Austin serve the area with more than 20 years of combined experience in the industry. Call for a free estimate and timely service. Fort County Heating and Air in Broken Bow, 308-872-2258. Let's take a look first of all at the visitors. Twin Loop, 3-24 on the year. They're coached by Tammy Phillips, assisted by Jamie Copsey and Abby Taylor. It'll be Sierra Slagle and Jalen Blackburn. They are both sophomores, and they are middle blocker outside hitters. Jalen Young, she is a senior outside hitter. Setter, senior. Carson Vincent. Cooper Keefe, she is a senior middle hitter. And Lorena Shada, a setter, she is a senior. The libero is Kinley Keefe, and she is a freshman. So it'll be Slagle, Blackburn, Young, Vincent, Cooper Keefe, and Shada, as well as Kinley Keefe, the libero. Now for Sumner Eddyville Miller, they'll go this way. It'll be Lily Haraski. She is a 5'5", defensive player as well as outside hitter. She is a sophomore. Kyler Jones, 5'9", freshman. She is a middle blocker, outside hitter. Haley Hayes, a freshman, 5'9", outside hitter, middle blocker. Also, Avery Harder, a setter, 5'4" freshman. Mia Scoville, she is a 5'4" freshman setter. And Ellie Scoville, she is an outside hitter, 5'8", and a senior. The libero for this match will be Alexis Scoville, 5'4", and a freshman. So it's Haraski, Jones, Scoville, Harder, and the libero. Hayes, then Scoville, and Harder, and Alexis Scoville as the libero. And that is a look at by the way, the coach is Erica Capel, and the assistant is Emily Clintworth. And that is a look at your starting lineups. We'll have the match between Sumner Eddyville Miller and Twin Loup coming up next.
Insurance?
Actually, I found a deal online.
You did? Does your deal come with award-winning customer service?
Oh, I'm not sure.
Does the deal include a local agent?
Doesn't actually say.
Can we create a customized plan that fits our needs? Let's just call the local shelter agent.
For insurance that fits just right, find a shelter agent near you.
See Brent Custer in Broken Bow and find out why so many of their clients would recommend shelter.
Broken Bow Dental is proud to cheer on the area student athletes. At their location on Highway 2 in Broken Bow, their state-of-the-art clinic blends cutting-edge dental care with a warm, personalized approach. Because a confident smile supports success in and out of the game. From routine family dentistry to emergency treatment, they have you covered. Call 308-767-2002 to schedule an appointment at Broken Bow Dental. Be brilliant. Be bold.
Central Nebraska Diesel and Renke would like to take this moment to extend their thanks and appreciation to our brave men and women who serve our country through our armed forces. This gratitude also extends to our armed forces veterans for your sacrifice. The freedoms we enjoy today and the bright future we see tomorrow are due to your selfless service, and for this we offer our humble and sincere thanks. For all your mechanized irrigation needs, count on the professionals at Central Nebraska Diesel, who sell, install, and service a full line of reliable Renke systems. Stop in today to see how Central Nebraska Diesel and Renke can help get the most out of your irrigation water. This broadcast of the Twin Loop Wolves is brought to you by the Twin Loop Boosters, including Modern Movement LLC, Morgan Ranch, Orville's Repair, P-Patch Greenhouse and Gifts, Prairie Thunder Game Birds, Roberts Chiropractic, Rowley and Keena Stepka, Sargent Chamber of Commerce, the Sargent Corner Market, Sargent Insurance Agency, Sargent Packing LLC, Sargent Tire LLC, Seidel Contracting Incorporated, Sheets Irrigation, and Slagle Angus. Enjoy the broadcast brought to you in part by the Twin Loop Boosters. Well, they're taking care of some business we've already taken care of with you on the air, so I guess all we have to do now, Larry, is have the first serve.
Yeah, and we're about ready. They're announcing the players here to the crowd. Sumner Eddyville Miller, a lot of folks here tonight dressed in pink. It is part of their pink out night here as well. It's just a real busy week for Sumner Eddyville Miller volleyball. As I mentioned, they played a triangular last night. They were involved in the Fort Kearney Conference tournament last week. They've got another match on Thursday night, and just a very, very busy week. And both teams will go out, shake hands as we'll get ready to go. As you visualize this one on the radio, it'll be Sumner Eddyville Miller in the black uniforms with the gold trim and the pink armbands, or arm sleeves, I should say, and Twin Loop, they've got the black sleeves. They are in the white uniforms with the black and maroon trim. And if you're looking on the video today, left to right will go Sumner Eddyville Miller, right to left will go the Lady Wolves of Twin Loop.
Actually, the opposite of that, Larry, is Jack's across the way from us.
You are correct, yes. So Twin Loop going left to right, and Sumner Eddyville Miller right to left.
Yeah, we'll just try to avoid those left to right descriptions as much as possible. That could be pretty confusing for the folks watching on video stream here today.
And that's one of the few times I can actually wave, and probably you can see Jeremy and I across the way on the video broadcast. So it'll be SEM to start things off. It'll be Kyler Jones, floats it across, dug out on the back row by Shada. Dinked across that time quickly by Vincent. On the return shot, it will go down off the left side. The kill for Ellie Scoville, and it's 1-0 Sumner Eddyville Miller.
Well, and Cooper Keefe tried to get underneath in that one and get it up in the air. Almost had a pancake there.
Jones takes it across, dug out by Blackburn. It'll be Keefe trying to get it across into the net on the attack. 2-0 in favor of SEM.
Well, if you're Twin Loop, I know it's only 2-0. You just kind of got to weather this little miniature storm. Get a side out here. Obviously, SEM starting with a very strong serve.
And that's sent over by Jones, dug out by Haskell, who's checked into the lineup. Young on the roll attack, just too long on that one. And it's another point for SEM. They lead it 3-0. Again, best 2 out of 3 in the triangular format. Service, another good one from Jones, taken there by Kinley Keefe. And now a double hit is going to be whistled against Shada on the pass across the net. You can do that on a pass on your side, but you cannot attack with a double hit. Dug out by Shada off the serve receive. Now Keefe trying to hit it across, mistimed the jump. And the point will go again to SEM, and the Lady Mustangs out to a quick 5-0 advantage. Kyler Jones will float it across, dug out by Keefe. Set by Vincent, and the attack will go down off hands for Jalen Young.
That was what the doctor ordered. Sometimes you just got to take a little bit off of it, get it up over the net to get your side out.
Kinley Keefe will sit down as Sierra Slagle check in. Service from Cooper Keefe goes into the net. She'll come out, and Kinley Keefe will come back in. On the rotation to serve will be Lily Rasky for Sumner Eddyville Miller. They lead it 6-1. From the left side, floats it across, taken by Keefe. Pass by Vincent in the middle, slapped across by Shada. Quickly back to her, hits it again, dug out, sent over on 3 by Rasky. Dug out by Vincent, back set, Shada. And the crisscross attack trying to go for the corner. Young just missing it long. And it's 7-1 in favor of Sumner Eddyville Miller.
Well, you like the idea of a cross-court attack, trying to catch SEM off guard just a little too long.
Rasky floats it across. That's dug out. They'll set it up in the middle for Shada, and that one is going to go long. And right now, just a little too much on the oomph when Twin Loop is attacking.
Yeah, no problem with power. They've just got to get it down a little bit or take something off of it.
Nice serve. That's going to be kept alive nicely by Young. Looked like it might be an ace, and then sent over on 3 by Shada. Set up in the middle. Big attack, and that's going to go long. No touch off the attack that time for Sumner Eddyville Miller's Haley Hayes.
Well, even after all of this, Twin Loop is only down by 6, and that can change. You can eat into that with a good service run pretty quick.
Jalen Young will serve from the right side. Sends it, and that's an ace. That was a little conversation there between a couple of youngsters, the freshman Kyler Jones and Lily Rasky, who's a sophomore. And that one goes in there for a nice ace for Jalen Young.
Yeah, that was only about a foot inside of that back line.
Young again, and same spot, that time taken by Rasky. Put across by Scoville. That's Mia Scoville. Back set. The attack by Blackburn. Dug out by Jones. Slapped across by Scoville. They'll go to Blackburn. And was saved and sent over on 1 by Rasky. The attempt by Sierra Slagle wouldn't go, but pushed over by Kinley Keefe. Now on the roll shot, the attack too strong from Ellie Scoville.
Really good rally there from Jalen Blackburn. She got her 2 best swings at it so far in this very young match. 2 best swings Twin Loop has had as a team.
8-4 the score. Bumped up by Rasky. Returned over on 3 by Hayes. Back set, Vincent, and Blackburn with the kill.
And she leads into the very next rally with another really good swing. She's had the most down to the court powerful swing Twin Loup has seen so far.
After trailing 5-0, Twin Loup back within 3 at 8-5. Serve receive goes back to Mia Scoville. Her attack dug out nicely by Keefe. Pushed across on 3 by Scoville. Dug out back row by Rasky. Now Scoville down the line. That's Mia Scoville. Bumped up by Vincent. The attack by Blackburn. That's dug out on the back row. Ellie Scoville with the attack on the front line now. Pushed across by Blackburn. Bump set. The attack, Hayes into the net. Took a little bit too much off of that one. So it's now 8-6 as Twin Loup has battled their way back into this one.
Yeah, and it's all been on the serve of Jalen Young. They want to keep her going back there, and I don't believe in the announcer's curse, but that one flies long.
Well, that one almost got one of the football players walking through. And the service error will give the side out to Sumner Eddyville Miller, but another service error as Ellie Scoville mishit that one into the net. Checking in, Alexis Scoville as the libero, back right. Service from Shada. Dug out back row nicely. They'll set it up. Hayes touched on the net by Blackburn. She'll get it back off the set and overshot it into the net on the attack. Point will go to Sumner Eddyville Miller. They lead it by 3 at 10-7.
Well, if you're Twin Loup, outside of that slow start you had, dropping down 3-0, you're pretty happy with where you're at against this tough Mustang squad.
Freshman Alexis Scoville, the libero, floats it to the back line, taken there by Keith. Bump set. Pushed over by Blackburn. Kept alive by Scoville. Rasky sets it up. Big attack by Jones. Dug out nicely by Young. And then the attack by Blackburn got the back line.
Got the back line indeed, and that was a great defensive rally for Twin Loup. There were not some easy digs to make there, and they made them. And then Blackburn got another really good swing on it. She likes that corner right in front of us.
10-8 the score, and then Kinley Keefe into the net, caught the top of the net and would not go over. Service error and a point for Sumner Eddyville Miller. They lead it 11-8. Service will come from Mia Scoville. It's a good one, dug out by Kinley Keefe. Shada, back set. Blackburn with the attack. Taken there by Rasky on the front row. Bump set. Dinked across by Jones and then left short on the return by Twin Loup. And another point for Sumner Eddyville Miller. The SEM Lady Mustangs up 12-8. Service from Mia Scoville. Played back row by Young. Shada sets it up for Keefe. Pushed up by Alexis Scoville. The attack goes over from Ellie Scoville. Sent quickly back over to the Sumner Eddyville Miller side, and that will go off the hands of Mia Scoville. So we've got all 3 Scovilles out there, half the team right now. For SEM is a Scoville. And they all touched it on that volley. 12-9 the score. Service from Jalen Blackburn. Taken on the back row by Scoville. Dinked on the overpass. Young right there to send it home into the donut hole. Back-to-back points for Twin Loup. They trail it 12-10.
Well, if you're SEM, you're just one overpass away from allowing Twin Loup to take advantage. Got to have a sharper pass.
And a service error from Blackburn. That one just continued to float. She'll step out as coming in will be Natalie Haskell to play the defensive back court. Lily Rasky will send it. Dug out by Keefe. Pass over to the left side. Young tipped at the front line. Taken by Rasky. They'll go over to Ellie Scoville. Blocked back by Young. Kept alive by Alexis Scoville. Down the line, they get it across on 3. Young again, and this time just misses.
Boy, that was
the corner.
That was really close to being the ultimate point for Jalen Young after the almost block. She had a good dig and a really good swing there, but it was just a foot off.
Good cover, though, by the libero, Alexis Scoville, to keep that one alive. Set up in the middle on the serve receive. Cooper Keefe too strong. And that's another point for Sumner Eddyville Miller. They'll push it back to a 5-point advantage at 15-10.
Well, if you're Twin Loup, you kind of don't want this thing to exceed a 5-point deficit. I would define that as keeping it in reach.
Bump set for Young off the serve receive. Dug out on the back row by Araski. Scoville is going to have to send it over on a free ball. Alexis does. They'll set it up on the front porch, pushing it down the line. Keefe covered by Ellie Scoville. Now the attack by Kyler Jones, set back on one. Set for Mia Scoville for Ellie Scoville. Kept alive on the back row by Kinley Keefe. Now Cooper Keefe will bump it over on three. Taken there by Alexis Scoville. Ellie Scoville will send it over on two. Scoville will take it, or Shada, and now pushed back by Rasky. Shada with the dig. Pass to the front line, and a block on the attack by Young. It was a good set from Vincent for Young on the net. Blocked back by Kyler Jones. 16-10, we've got a timeout. Sumner Eddyville Miller in set number one here on 95.3.
Custer County Feeders in Oconto are always ready to help serve you. Manager Michelle Pearson and her team are there to answer any questions you may have. The question they enjoy answering most is how they can best help you. Give them a call today at 308-858-4455. They are ready to feed your cattle. Custer County Feeders in Oconto, there for their customers, ready to serve you, and proud to support the SEM Mustangs.
5 Points Bank in Sumner is proud to support the SEM Mustangs this season. They offer hometown banking service with Uptown Bank products designed to help you succeed. 5 Points Bank has locations in Sumner, Grand Island, Kearney, Hastings, Lincoln, and Omaha. So no matter where you are, they're there to serve you. Whether you're opening your first account or starting up a new business, they have the expertise and resources to help. Good luck, Mustangs, from 5 Points Bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
We come back to Sumner. Play underway on the serve receive, trying to get it over on three, but not able to do so is Twin Loup. And actually a double hit is going to be called.
And really quick, want to apologize to those of you watching the video stream. I've got to replace a battery here, but your picture will be coming back.
17-10 the score. Sent over by Kinley Keefe. Cooper Keefe will dink it across. Dug out by Scoville. Now it's Ellie with the crisscross attack, pushed up by Kinley Keefe. Bumped up by Shada, and then Cooper Keefe off balance, trying to get it across, puts it into the net. And another point for SEM. This ties, actually this is their biggest lead of the set at 18-10. Service from Lily Rasky. She'll send it over. Taken by Kinley Keefe, almost left there on the overpass. Off touch, I believe it will go down. Kyler Jones sent it off one of the hands of Twin Loup. And that's another point, 19-10 in favor of the Lady Mustangs. Lily Rasky floats it. Played on the back line by Keith. Bumped across real quick, and that's going to work. Carson Vincent, instead of setting it, went with the quick two-hand dink over the top of the defense and caught the defense for SEM just a little off guard. Service from Vincent, played by Alexis Scoville, bumped up by Rasky, pushed across by Jones. Dug on the back line by Haskell, sent over by Young. Set near the net, overset actually, and that was to the favor of Jalen Young. He slams it home. 2 in a row here now for Twin Loup. They're back within 7 at 19-12. Service by Vincent, played on the back line. And the set is way off the mark. Jones could do nothing with it but punch it across behind the antenna. And that's another point for Twin Loup. 19-13. Vincent serve. Floats across. Taken there by Rasky. Pushed across on 2. Shada trying to get to the back line. Alexis Scoville was reaching up for it but couldn't come away with it. And really was lucky she didn't.
Yeah, one of those situations you're glad that her hand isn't a couple inches longer or would have probably lost a point there.
Good serve from Kyler Jones. They'll set it up, will Twin Loup for Shada. Dug out by Jones. Sent over on a free ball by Ellie Scoville, and it hits the back line for the point.
You really cannot fault Natalie Haskell for that one. That was as close as it could be. Just kind of almost fell on the outside of the line.
Sent over Keely Keefe. The overpass slammed by L.A. Scoville, but dug out by Haskell. And now Young trying to get it across, puts it into the net, 4 hits. And don't look now, but SEM is 3 away from winning set number 1, up 22-13. Service, the back line, Kinley Keefe up into the rafters. Played nicely, though, by Haskell, pushed across by Cooper Keefe. Dug out by Ellie Scoville, sent over quickly on 2 by Mia Scoville. Now it's Sumner Eddyville Miller back on the attack, dug out by Kinley Keefe. Set up in the middle for the attack by Young. Dug on the back row by Jones. Crisscross attack, attempted that time for Rasky, and it really put Twin Loup out of system. They couldn't push it across in 4 or in 3. And another point for the Lady Mustangs, who lead at 23-13. Jones service. Kinley Keefe. And thought I heard a whistle, but it's a continue on. That was actually some sneakers, and that's going to work. The shot had pushed it across off a touch, and the point will go for Twin Loup. They break the run, but trail 23-14. Service will come from Cooper Keefe. Slaps it across, dug back row. The overpass, attempting to get that one across, was Avery Harder. Another point going to go for Twin Loup as that was blocked back. Service from Keefe, dug out by Mia Scoville. Overpass, and a double hit's going to be called on Sumner Eddyville Miller. Hey, your friends at Clang Financial are honored to help with any of your health and life insurance questions, as well as any retirement planning needs you may have. Reach them at 308-872-6810. Clang Financial, downtown Broken Bow at 940 South D Street. On the serve received, SEM sends it over. Twin Loup on the offensive attack, swiped across by Shada, and it's quickly sent back by Ellie Scoville. Twin Loup could not handle it, and it is set point with Sumner Eddyville Miller leading 24-16. Avery Harder will serve. Sends it from the right side. Played on the back row. Pushed to the front row. Slapped across by Slagle. Taken by Jones. And then slapped across, but too long for Haley Hayes. So Twin Loup stays alive. Trailing 24-17. Blackburn going to check back in. Jalen Young, who had a pretty good run at the service line earlier, is back there. Takes that one to the back row, taken there by Rasky. They'll go over to the left side. The attack will go down off the hands of Blackburn for the freshman, Mia Scoville. First set goes Sumner Eddyville Miller's way. They win it over Twin Loup, 25-17. We'll be back with set number 2 right after this.
Stevens Welding in Sumner has been serving the area since 1972 with professional welding and metal fabrication. Their custom-made one-piece round bell feeders for cattle and horses are in demand all across the region, and their steel feed bunks will last forever. Stevens Welding can also make those hydraulic hoses while you wait, saving you downtime. A tradition of quality workmanship. That's Stevens Welding in Sumner.
The Jeff and Bart Beatty families of Sumner are proud to support the SEM Mustangs. A lot of hard work goes into being a student athlete, and Beatty Family Farms is behind all of these young people 100%. Good luck throughout the season. Play hard and have fun. They'll be cheering you on in life and in sports too. The Jeff and Bart Beatty families of Sumner, proud sponsors of this sports broadcast.
Thriving is proud to support the area teams as they work hard to achieve their goals. Representative Scott Harvey wants to help you with your financial goals by creating a strategy that reflects your priorities and protects what matters most to you. For insurance, investments, or planning for retirement, call Scott Harvey and Thrivent Financial at 308-872-2511. Well, the first set goes to Sumner Eddyville Miller, 25-17, but that quick start is really what got them set in the right direction.
Yeah, they got out to a quick start, scored the first 3 points of the match, and didn't really look back, just kind of kept Twin Loup at an arm's length throughout the match. Twin Loup did some very good things there in that first set that they can build on in this second set. It'll be interesting to see kind of how they build on that going forward. But again, SEM playing in this first match without their two kill leaders, just resting them. They've got a very busy week. They just played a triangular yesterday. They're playing another triangular today and have a match on Thursday. So no Taryn Arbuthnot or Jacelyn Hoos for this match right now against Twin Loup. But my understanding is we'll see them later in this triangular.
Yeah, and they are available to play in this match should things tighten up here in the second or if they have to go to a third set. But Coach saying if she get a chance to rest them and also get some younger players an opportunity, she wanted to do that. Twin Loup will start the second set. Service is a good one, dug out by Harder. Set over to the left side, and Harder gets it back. But Harder and Scoville kind of weren't sure who was supposed to take that one. Kind of ran into each other, and the point will go to Twin Loup. That's their first lead of the match.
Sometimes it's just as simple as working on your communication late in the season with different lineups out there on the floor.
Vincent with the service, taken there by the libero, Alexis Scoville. Nice crisscross attack from Ellie Scoville, dug out by Kinley Keefe. Now on the other end, dinked across by Jones, kept alive nicely by Shada, sent on a free ball by Young into the middle. They'll go to Scoville. Now Ellie Scoville's attack is short. The block was there from Young. The point will go Twin Loup, and they lead it 2-0.
Really big point for Twin Loup early on in that set. They are in that point. They had a really big dig by Kinley Keefe, and then later on a diving save to keep the point alive. So a really good effort to open this set.
Vincent sends it, dug out by Rasky, middle back. Bumped over on a free ball on the three. That time by Jones, slapped across nicely by Young, but Harder was there awaiting it. Slapped over by Scoville, dug out by Vincent. Pass over to Keefe. Keefe just inside the antenna, gets it across, dug out by Scoville. Punched over by Ellie Scoville. The pass into the middle, the attack from Young. Played by Alexis Scoville on the back line. Now the attack from Harder. That's dug out by Kinley Keefe. Played by Cooper Keefe, and then Shada mistimed her jump and trying to punch it across. And the point will go to Sumner Eddyville Miller. They're on the board trailing 2-1.
That was just a really unfortunate end to probably our best rally so far in this match.
Sent over by Jones, taken there by Keefe. Sent over by Shada, dug out on the back row, pass left side. Scoville, that one's blocked back by Young, covered by Hayes. Hayes gets it back, pushes it across. Taken by Vincent, the pass into the middle. Off balance attack by Young, into the net, and we're tied up at 2 apiece.
Well, Twin Loup throughout this match so far has probably left about 8 or 9 points out there just from hitting into the net. Just need a little more air under those.
Tyler Jones, service a good one, sent back on 3 by Cooper Keefe. And then just a quick dink by Rasky across, and Keefe trying to push it back. Goes into the net, and 3 in a row now for the Lady Mustangs. They lead it 3-2. Jones again. Kinley Keefe. They'll pass it over to Shot off balance. Punched up by Rasky, but then a miscommunication between Ellie Scoville and Haley Hayes. And nobody gets to that one. It'll be Twin Loup serving with the tie at 3-3. Cooper Keefe to do the honors. Cooper steps into this one, slaps it. Punched up by Ellie Scoville. Now Jones. Scoville on the roll shot. Played on the back line by Haskell. They'll go over to Shada down the line. Punched up by Jones, but Nia Scoville just a little too close to the net. Could not play it. And Twin Loup back in the lead at 4-3.
See what you were talking about when you said that Twin Loup just scraps for things, plays really good defense, and maybe doesn't get the power into their attacks, but they can really take advantage of mistakes that you make as an opponent.
Cooper Keefe with a pretty good power serve there. Returned on 3 by SEM. Now returned back by Vincent. Taken on the back row by Rasky. Now they'll set it up for Scoville. Down the line, it is out. So the point will go to Twin Loup. Scoville had a good look at it, but couldn't quite keep it inbounds. 5-3, Twin Loup leads it. First of 3 matches here tonight from Sumner Eddyville Miller High School. Slapped across by Keith, dug out by Rasky. They'll send it left side, off balanced. Hayes taken by Shada. Set for Young, who sends it across. Played by Hayes, but nobody there on the follow, and the point will go for Twin Loup, who has now doubled the score up on SEM here in set number 2, 6-3. SEM won the first set, 25-17. Keith with a good serve. Dug out by Jones, sent over on 3 by Mia Scoville. And the overpass played that time by Hayes again. Covered this time by Twin Loup. Jones, left side for Scoville, and just got it inside the back line. Ellie Scoville measuring it up from left to middle. And it's a 1-point set. Check that, 2-point set at 6-4. Avery Harder will serve for Sumner Eddyville Miller. Down the line, that's going to go out of bounds. Service error and a point for Twin Loup. They lead at 7-4. And if you haven't heard me mention the names of Jacelyn Hoos or Taryn Arbuthnot, that's because they are not playing, at least unless they have to. They're kind of resting here tonight for this one because of all the matches that they have this week. There's a point for Sumner Eddyville Miller. And Ellie Scoville will go back to the service line.
Well, if you're Twin Loup, you got to work on extending this lead a little bit, if you can.
Played on the back line by Young. Shada, the pass, big swing by Blackburn, but she was in the net. Well, actually, not sure if she was in the net, but
they signaled 0-2, but I think they meant to signal 1-2.
1-2, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. I thought her follow through, and that's an ace. Beautiful serve from Ellie Scoville. I thought it was going to go out too, Jeremy, but it stayed right in that corner.
It traveled the maximum amount of distance across the volleyball court it could. It went to the opposite corner on the far side of the floor from where she was serving.
7-7, SEM serving for the lead. Dug out by Blackburn. Played back row by Kinley Keefe. Now Blackburn, roll shot, dug out by Jones. Pass into the middle. Hayes touched in the middle, and that's going to go. Sierra Slagle got a piece of it, then tried to play it, but couldn't handle it. And SEM back on top, 8-7 here in set number 2. They win this set, they win the match.
Well, Blackburn tried to get a hand on that one, tipped it, couldn't just get around to keep it up in the air enough.
Ellie Scoville, that one is long. Twin Loup watched it all the way, and we're tied again at 8 apiece. Lorena Shada will serve. Shada from the right side. Played back row by Haraski. Bump set from Avery Harder, and then the shot by Hayes into the net, and the point will go for the Lady Wolves. 9-8 Twin Loup. They'll be in the next match as well when Arcadia Loup City joins us. And then Arcadia Loup City and Sumner Eddyville Miller in the final match of the night. Whistle blows, and I believe Twin Loup might have been out of rotation.
Yeah, they're getting the explanation from the official right now, and seems like they kind of understand it.
9-9 the score. Alexis Scoville will serve. Center court, punches it across, taken by Young. Shada sets it up for Blackburn, touches hands and down. Got it off the front row touch and put it home with a kill. 10-9 Twin Loup. Here comes Kinley Keefe to serve. Freshman libero for Twin Loup. Played back row by Scoville. They'll set it up for a push across by Jones. Blackburn off balance, couldn't punch it across, and that will work. We're tied again at 10 apiece.
Pretty good competitive set here early on in this one.
Mia Scoville will serve. And that's a good one. Dug out by Blackburn on the left side. Shada over to Keith, blocked back, but covered nicely by Vincent. They'll set it up in the middle. That one from Jones, blocked, but out of bounds. Tulin the block was Jones. Blackburn with the block, but it goes out of bounds, and SEM with the 11-10 lead. Service from Mia Scoville. That's an ace. Well, she put that perfectly, about 6 inches to a foot shy of that back line. 12-10. That had a little smoke on it, too. Second one from Mia Scoville. That one's difficult to handle, but covered nicely by Kinley Keefe. Overpass going to be handled, though, by Jalen Blackburn. She timed it perfectly, saw it coming, and slapped it on home.
Those are big points. Those overpasses are the immediate way to make your opponent pay for a mistake, and it always feels good to rise up high and put one of those down hard.
Natalie Haskell with a little English sends it across. Played on the other side, pushed across by Harder. Vincent sets it up in the middle for Young, who'll put it home. Jalen saw a little spot off the left side and put it down. Hey, don't let low back and leg pain reduce your quality of life. Studies suggest spinal manipulation is the first method of treatment. Having pain, call Dr. Chad Hackle with Backbone of Healthcare at 872-2171 or visit them Monday through Friday on South 9th Avenue in Broken Bow. Timeout on the court, 12-12 our score. We'll be back right after this.
Stryker Tractor Service of Eddyville does much more than repair and rebuild tractors. They also have a good selection of reconditioned tractors on hand, specially priced and ready to go to work for you. With over 45 years of experience, they repair and offer free troubleshooting advice on all tractors. Stryker Tractor Service stocks a variety of starters, alternators, and clutches. To keep your workhorse going strong, call Stryker Tractor Service in Eddyville.
With locations in Miller, Overton, and Riverdale, Bowie Fertilizer provides a large number of area farms with the tools for success. Whether it's custom application of fertilizer or the chemicals or seed they need, Bowie Fertilizer strives to offer a quality product and a competitive price. To learn more about their services, call 457-2161 and talk with Rick Bowie. They also want to wish all the area teams the best of luck from Bowie Fertilizer in Miller, Overton, and Riverdale.
We come back to Sumner off the serve-receive. SEM could not get it across in 3, and Twin Loup will take the lead at 13-12. Haskell serves. Played off the front line, but that's going to be an ace off the touch of Harder.
That was a knuckleball. It was spinning sideways. That was not an easy serve to handle. I don't know if that was on purpose or not from Haskell. She's kind of not got much movement on any of these.
Yeah, she did one earlier, so that was on purpose. Now the attack off the serve receive goes long. Was it touched? Yes, it was touched by Twin Loup, so it will be SEM's point.
Well, the Twin Loup team
they don't think that it was touched.
Not agreeing with that, neither is coach. So, but it doesn't matter. Kind of forget about it. Get that next side out.
Rasky will serve it. Play back row by Shada. Back set, and actually went on over. Scoville plays it. Pushed over by Jones, taken by Haskell. In the middle, Young will push it across. Scoville sets it up for Jones, tips it across. Taken there by Vincent. Passed over by Shada. Dinked across by Keefe. Pass left side. Scoville on the roll shot. Dug out by Kinley Keefe, back row. The overpass. Dinked across that time by Jones. Pushed over by Kinley Keefe. Scoville to Scoville, tipped at the front line by Young. Vincent to a roll shot for Cooper Keefe, sent over on one by Scoville. Shada sets it up in the middle, off balance. Young kept alive, off the net, and pushed across by Mia Scoville. Now taken on the back line, they'll set it up for Cooper Keefe, tries to direct it. Taken there by Mia Scoville. Now Ellie Scoville off balance, dug out back row by Kinley Keefe, back set, hit across for Vincent, and she measured that up beautifully on a crisscross.
What a placement on the cross-court attack. I wondered how that long rally was going to end. I thought it needed to end with somebody finally putting some power on a hit, but instead it was the finesse.
Vincent will send it across, dug out by Jones, pass left side, off balance. It hit the antenna. Scoville trying to hit it over. It hit the net, but it also hit the part of the antenna. And that directed it across. It's 16-13 Twin Loup. They have to win this set to force a third. Off balance. That will go. Nicely done. coming into the lineup and making that happen was Jacelyn Hoos.
I was going to say it's worth noting that she is into the match now. The second leading kills player for SEM.
Set up on the left side. Young with the big swing, kept alive, slapped across by Scoville. That one's punched up. That's going to go off the hand of Hayes and down, and it's 17-14.
Well, if you're Twin Loup, you have to expect that if SEM gets an offensive set, they're going to be setting it to number 10. So you've got to prepare yourself for that. You've got a 3-point lead to play with, but it's going to be a race to finish off this set because they're going to be feeding Hoos pretty heavy, I'm guessing.
Keith will be long on the service. And I noticed that Coach Capel that turned around, looked at Taryn Arbuthnot like, you better be ready, I think, if this serve goes in.
Yeah, they don't want to mess around and drop a set. You're only playing best 2 sets of 3.
Dugout back row, Kinley Keefe. Now it's pushed across nicely by Shada. Dugout by Jones. They'll set it up for Scoville. Blocked back by Young, and that will work. The point goes for Twin Loup. They lead at 18-15.
Wolves are having fun out there, Larry. And a lot of smiles on their faces. They're just having fun playing volleyball.
Both teams playing competitively. And that's an ace.
What a serve.
That was a wicked serve from Jalen Young. And here comes Taryn Arbuthnot. So Coach Capel was hoping not to have to play either of her seniors in this match, but she's going to bring them in. 15-19 the score. They'll set it up for Arbuthnot. Big swing and down. The pass, and she hit the net, but it went down, and she changes the trajectory immediately.
Well, she is really good at spotting openings in a defense when she's going up to swing. It sets her apart as an attacker.
Scoville sends it across, dug out by Vince, and bumped up by Shada. Hit across by Blackburn, dug by Jones. They'll set it up for Rasky. Dug out of there by Slagle. They'll get it over to Blackburn. Nice dig by Jones. They'll set it up for Arbuthnot, and again, she spotted it. Spotted the opening, found the seam, and a good set from Jacelyn Hoos.
Well, and earlier on in that point, Twin Loup was unable to score when SEM hit with somebody other than her. You got to take advantage of that when you get the opportunity as SEM scores on an ace.
Yeah, Carson Vincent, not sure if that was going to hit the line or not. Played it at the last second, could not do anything with it. And right now, SEM serving for the tie. Ellie Scoville sends it across. Vincent, and it is, what'd they call? Double hit. Or maybe
into the net.
Into the net on Blackburn. Her momentum carried her into the net. So we're tied at 19. Scoville will slap it back row. It's taken by Young. Shada over to Blackburn, and she'll get the kill to reverse the momentum. Jalen Blackburn saw an opening, and she hit it there hard.
Well, it's a lot of the points that SEM has scored since Hoos as well as Arbuthnot have come in have not been directly touched by them, but they just have a cohesiveness. They're used to playing with them out on the floor.
Shada sends it across. It's dug out of there by Jones. They'll set it up for Arbuthnot. Dug nicely by Young. And then played on 3 and sent over by Slagle. Hoos sets it up for Arbuthnot, and she slams it home. She looked off the defense and slightly moved it to the right. All-state performer. And she'll go to the service line, and she's got a pretty good jump serve. 20-20, and here it comes. It's a pretty good one. Dug out back row by Vincent. They'll set it up for Blackburn. Kept the line momentarily by Hoos. And the point will go to Twin Loup, and they're back in front, 21-20.
Well, and that hit Mia Scoville in the knees, and she was already looking over at the bench saying, I missed the block. She would have had an opportunity to keep that one going.
Keefe will send it across. It's dug out by Hoos. Pass left side. Jones off balance. Tipped at the net. Kept alive. Played low off the net by Shada, but not much she could do with it. And we're tied up again at 21-21.
Becoming a really crunch time set here. Tied at 21. We'll take a timeout and come back for those final few points.
Go Mustangs! Tubbs Pub cheers for the Mustangs, and they admire their talent and sportsmanship. Tubbs Pub welcomes all students, friends, and families to Tubbs Pub for a hearty meal when in Sumner. Regardless of how the games turn out, let's all enjoy the friendship of our communities together at Tubbs Pub. Enjoy prime rib specials every Friday and Saturday night and hot home-cooked meals Monday through Saturday. Let's all eat at Tubbs Pub in Sumner.
Eggleston Oil keeps the Oconto community on the go with full service at the gas pumps. They treat every customer with a smile and often some lively conversation. Their shop provides automotive repairs as well as tire service. Eggleston Oil keeps the local farms moving with fast, reliable, on-the-farm fuel delivery. They also help with a variety of local fundraisers too. Supporting radio coverage of high school sports is yet another way they show that all-important community involvement at Eggleston Oil of Oconto.
We come back to Sumner, and Mia Scoville with a service error into the net, and it's 22-21 Twin Loop.
Big point here for the Wolves.
Blackburn to serve from the left side. And it's into the net for a service error.
Nothing will get a coach's blood boiling like service errors, and really the amount we've seen in this match between these two teams at this point in the season.
Sophomore Lily Hraski will serve. Dug out by Shada. Pass left side. Young on the attack, but it's too strong. Trying to go over the block, she did, but it rolled beyond the end line. And now SEM 2 away from winning the set and the match. Hraski, nice serve. Touched there by Young. Pushed ahead by Keith. Directed across by Young. Taken by Jones. They'll set it up for Hoos on the left side. She's blocked, but it goes out of bounds, and it is set and match point for Sumner Eddyville Miller.
Well, you're not down and out yet. Twin Loop, you got to get a side out, obviously, here.
Service by Hraski, played back row by Haskell. Set into the middle for Keith. Dinks it across, played nicely by Jones. Bump set, Hoos off balance. And it's going to get across on three. Nice job by Vincent. They'll set it up for Jones, too strong on the attack. And Twin Loop stays alive. Boy, they almost were done, but what a great job of going low and getting the dig and bringing it across from Carson Vincent. And she'll serve to try to tie it up. Punches it across, played by Arbuthnot on the back row. They'll set it up for Hoos. Off balance, that'll work. And that's a winner for Sumner Eddyville Miller as they win the second set. 25-23. They win the match 2-0, 25-17, 25-23. We'll come back and wrap things up for this first match right after this on 95.3.
This broadcast of the Twin Loop Wolves is brought to you by the Twin Loop Boosters, including Speltz Lumber Company, Stars Wildlife Inn, Taylor Storage, TCH Seeds, Team Physical Therapy PC, The Rescue Bar and Grill, Treptow Cattle Company, Trotter Grain and Fertilizer, Trotter's Blow and Go, Union Bank and Trust, Upstream Ranch, Valley County Health System, and Wagner Bunkhouse and Cabins. Enjoy the broadcast brought to you in part by the Twin Loop Boosters.
We come back here to Sumner Eddyville Miller High School. First of our three matches here tonight in this SEM Triangular. And the Lady Mustangs get the win. 25-17, 25-23. They elected to sit a couple of their experienced players, Jacelyn Hoos and Taryn Arbuthnot, for this match, give them a little bit of a rest. They played a very hard 5-set match in the conference finals last week. They played two matches last night, 4 sets of volleyball. They're scheduled for anywhere from 4 to 6 tonight, and as many as 3 to 5 on Thursday night. So Coach Capel thought maybe this would be a good opportunity to get some younger players in. Worked on the first set at 25-17 when they were able to pull away. But Twin Loop battled and did a great job of getting right back into it and establishing a lead in the second set and forcing Coach Capel to put Arbuthnot and Hoos in. But in the end, the winner came from Hoos as they were able to get the 25-23 victory, and SEM improves to 21-6 on the year. They'll play Arcadia Loup City in the final match of the night. For Twin Loup, they fall to 3-25. They'll be coming up next again against Arcadia Loup City.
And that broadcast is brought to you by 4 County Heating and Air, Clang Financial, Backbone of Healthcare, Joe's Market, and Thrivent Financial, as well as Ferreter Auto Parts, Loup City RX Shop, the Twin Loop Boosters, Moshka's Building Center, Grease Automotive, Loop Agency, Loop Realty, Colony Inn and O Street Lounge, Citizens Bank, Johnson Hunt and Fish, Kushak Lumber, BL Shop, Loop City Auto Parts, Leam Equipment, Boston Livestock, and Hurlburt Insurance. We'll hear from some of those sponsors when we come back. Larry and I will talk a little bit about this matchup coming up between Twin Loop and Arcadia Loup City.
Ferreter Auto Parts in Broken Bow sells auto parts to get you on the road or to keep you on the road. But did you know that they sell used vehicles too? Head out to their location on West Highway 2 Broken Bow and see the current selection they have available, or give them a ring and ask ahead at 872-6411. Located conveniently on Highway 2 on the west side of Broken Bow, Ferreter Auto Parts wishes all of the area student athletes the very best in competition.
It's flu shot time. Stop in to Loup City RX Shop to get yours now. They have immunizations for RSV, pneumonia, and shingles. Make sure to call and get your appointment today. Medicare Part D open enrollment is going on, and they'd be happy to help you review your plan and find out what's best for you in 2026. Loup City RX Shop is open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5:30 for your pharmacy services. Proud to help bring you this sports broadcast while cheering on the Arcadia Loup City Rebels, the Loup City RX Shop.
This broadcast of the Twin Loop Wolves is being brought to you by the Twin Loop Boosters, including 4W Delaney, Agland ATV, Burwell Dental Clinic, Burwell Family Practice PC, Burwell Pharmacy, Calamus Outfitters, Central Nebraska Electric, the City of Sargent, The Corner Stop, Diamond Ring Ranch, Don and Sue Shada, Fenske Farms, First National Bank, and Govier Brothers Mortuary and Crematory. Enjoy the broadcast brought to you in part by the Twin Loop Boosters.
Are you wanting to remodel your kitchen or bathroom but you don't know where to start? Come see me, Abby Mahler, the kitchen and bathroom designer at Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia. It's my job to design your kitchen layout and help you coordinate your cabinets, countertops, backsplash, flooring, and hardware. I have design software that lets you see a 3D image of your layout so you can visually picture what your new kitchen will look like. Please call us at 789-6252 and ask for Abby to set up your free consultation today.
Whether your ride needs a tune-up, a simple oil change, or a serious fix that has you stressed to the max, stress no more with Grease Automotive of Arcadia on your side. They'll get it running right. For taming your lawn's grass, see them for grasshopper mowers for a comfortable and efficient cut. If you're on the market, call Doug and chat. 402-984-4804. Have your vehicle maintained or repaired, or get yourself a new mower at Grease Automotive in Arcadia.
Loop Agency Loop Realty is the place to call for all your insurance and real estate needs. Offering home, farm, auto, crop, commercial, and specialty line coverages like animal mortality or special events coverage. Loop Agency will be happy to give you a free insurance review. While the competition may sell insurance, Amy and Tina write insurance and sell service. Loop Agency Loop Realty, Loup City, Nebraska, 745-1097 or www.looprealty.com.
Welcome back to Sumner and Sumner Eddyville Miller High School. One match of three has gone final. SEM winning in 2 sets over Twin Loop, 25-17, 25-23. That brings us to Arcadia Loup City and Twin Loop. Arcadia Loup City, since we've not talked about them yet, is 8-17 on the year. They're coming off of a 15-18 season last year, floating right around that 500 mark, as all schools and teams do. Lost some kids to graduation and are trying to build on a new set of players out there. They've got some pretty good wins this season. I would argue their best win of the season came not that long ago at the end of September against a 16-9 Burwell squad. This is an Arcadia Loup City squad, Larry, that you've seen before, and kind of much like Twin Loop, you just can't really take your eyes off of them because they can put some really good things together out there on the court.
Yeah, I've seen them play a couple of times, and, of course, They also were impressive against Ansley Litchfield when we were up at Greeley at the Central Valley Invitational. They played some really good competition up there against those two teams. They took Ansley Litchfield to 3 that night. If I remember right, they won the first set and forced the Lady Spartans to have to come back and win that in some tight sets. And so this is a team that's not going to be afraid of anybody because they go up against pretty good competition all the time. They play in a Class C2 league in the Loup Platte Conference, so they see teams with a lot of firepower all the time.
They recently had their Arcadia Loup City invite, and that was where they got their last win against the 12-17 Ravenna Blue Jay team back on the 11th of this month. Since then, they've played two teams that are just a little below 500. Lost to them in a 5-setter against Donovan Trumbull, and then lost 2-1 to Ravenna, who they had beaten just 5 days previous. And obviously they've got these two matches to round out their regular season before going into sub-district play the beginning of next week. We'll talk a little bit more about the players that'll be on the floor for Arcadia Loup City when we come back to Sumner Eddyville Miller High School on KBBN Radio and Sand Hills Express Video.
The Colony Inn Motel and O Street Bar in Loup City is proud to sponsor this sports broadcast. The restaurant at Colony Inn is only closed on Tuesdays and open weekdays at 5, Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. You want to have Sundays marked on your calendar? Prime rib dinners start at 4 p.m. Down on Main Street, head into the O Street Bar Tuesday through Saturday, and don't miss Taco Tuesdays for $2 tacos. The Colony Inn Motel and O Street Bar in Loup City, proud supporter of the student athletes competing.
Citizens Bank and Trust provides superior financial service with honesty, professionalism, and confidentiality while promoting economic growth and stability in the communities they serve. With convenient locations in St. Paul, Loup City, and Central City, all locations are experienced in real estate, agriculture, commercial and consumer lending, offering savings, deposit, checking accounts, debit cards, and online and mobile banking. Citizens Bank and Trust Company, your community, your bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
No matter what hunting season is around the corner, you should be headed to Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City to prepare. Great customer service, a knowledgeable staff, and competitive pricing mean you're on your way to a great outdoor experience. From hunting gear and fishing gear to licenses and park permits. Go see Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on South Highway 58. They're proud to help bring you this broadcast.
Cusack Lumber and Supply is your hometown source for quality materials and friendly service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, they're ready to help with any project, from materials and additions to brand new builds. Check out their post-frame and complete building packages if you're starting from the ground up. And for farmers and ranchers, they stock everything from tanks to fencing supplies. Cusack Lumber and Supply is proud to bring you this sports broadcast.
BL Shop in Loup City is proud to support the Arcadia Loup City Rebels and sponsor this broadcast. At BL Shop, you'll find something for everyone, from refinished and restored furniture pieces to vintage treasures, gently used items, and unique gifts, including Polish pottery. Plus, don't miss their seasonal greenhouse plants. Stop by and explore Wednesday through Friday, 11 to 4, or Saturday, 10 until 2. BL Shop, antiques, gifts, plants, and more in Loup City.
Need auto parts? Don't search high, low, and in between. Talk to Loup City Auto Parts on Main Street in Loup City. Open Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, and from 8 to noon on Saturday. They stock replacements, accessories, supplies, and equipment so you can get about any make of automobile back on the road. They even have light and heavy-duty truck parts, off-road equipment, buses, and ag equipment, too. Saying Go Rebels by sponsoring this broadcast. Loup City Auto Parts.
Leam Equipment of Arcadia keeps area farmers and ranchers running strong. They service tractors, combines, semis, and hay equipment. All makes, all models, from big repairs to routine maintenance. Their family-owned shop delivers quality work you can trust, season after season. And just like they keep your operation moving, they're proud to keep local sports on the air, supporting our student athletes and bringing the action to you. Check out lance.lean.com or call 308-789-6103.
Welcome back to Sumner. He's Larry Kottner. I'm Jeremy Scheib. We've got Jack Simpson behind the camera for this video and radio broadcast for you this evening in Sumner. Let's talk a little bit about this Arcadia Loup City squad, Larry. They are led in kills by Taylor Obermiller with 168 on the season, but I think just as important to note is that Hadley Rademacher is right behind her, just trailing by 7 kills. So they've got Taylor and Hadley that they can go to each time and get a pretty good look at getting a point in a rally.
Well, and that's one thing, after seeing them play a couple of times and not really even looking at the numbers, the first thing that comes up to me is they're balanced. And the numbers do prove that out, that they are a balanced team. They can go to different weapons throughout the court. And the nice thing about that is every once in a while somebody comes up a little short. So there's some other players that seem to kind of step up and help them out, especially on the offensive end.
Dig leaders, Hadley Rademacher is the dig leader, kind of leads that category by a little bit more with 239 to Obermiller's 190. So they flip spots there between kills and digs. Blocks, a lot of players that have got kind of an even amount of blocks. Not a big part of Arcadia Loup City's defense, but they do scatter those in every now and then. But when it comes to assists, they've got a gal by the last name of Meyer who has all but all of them, has over 6 assists per set to lead Arcadia Loup City.
Yeah, they like to have Charlize be the one that's going to make that pass to set up the attack. As you mentioned, a lot of times a coach really feels good when they've got that one setter they know that they can trust to put the ball where they need it, and then the other players can just really kind of concentrate on hitting the ball and not having to worry about being a passer.
We are getting closer to the first serve between Arcadia Loup City and Twin Loup. We'll take another break. When we come back, we'll toss the starting lineups your direction on KBBN Radio and Sandhills Express Video.
Proud to be a part of bringing this coverage of the Arcadia Loup City Rebels to you. The life of a student athlete isn't what it used to be. Demands in the classroom and in competition are higher than ever. Boston Livestock salutes the hard work of all the student athletes from the area, and they hope you enjoy this broadcast as they put great teamwork, sportsmanship, and competitive drive on display. Boston Livestock Company saying go Rebels by sponsoring this broadcast.
This broadcast of the Twin Loup Wolves is brought to you by the Twin Loup Boosters, including Great Western Gas Company, Grint Farm Supply, Gum Auction and Realty, Hamilton Telecommunications, Hermsmeyer Agronomy, Hilltop Ranch, James and Janice Barron, Joe and Cindy Horkey, KCNI KBBN Radio, Krause Angus Ranch, Louie's Body Shop, Marvin and Joyce Dowse, and Maverick Truck Stop and Trotter Feed. Enjoy the broadcast brought to you in part by the Twin Loup Boosters.
This broadcast of the Arcadia Loup City Rebels is brought to you by Hurlbird Insurance. Carrie and Monty love cheering on the Rebels, and they also love helping you find the coverage that fits you perfectly. When you call 308-202-0076, they're ready to talk health and Medicare, equine, crop, and livestock risk with you. Just as these Rebels have each other's backs in competition, Hurlbird Insurance has your back with coverage. 308-202-0076 for Hurlbird Insurance.
Fairder Auto Parts in Broken Bow sells auto parts to get you on the road or to keep you on the road. But did you know that they sell used vehicles too? Head out to their location on West Highway 2 Broken Bow and see the current selection they have available, or give them a ring and ask ahead at 872-6411. Located conveniently on Highway 2 on the west side of Broken Bow. Fairder Auto Parts wishes all of the area student athletes the very best in competition.
It's flu shot time. Stop in to Loup City RX Shop to get yours now. They have immunizations for RSV, pneumonia, and shingles. Make sure to call and get your appointment today. Medicare Part D open enrollment is going on, and they'd be happy to help you review your plan and find out what's best for you in 2026. Loup City RX Shop is open Monday to Friday, 9 to 5:30 for your pharmacy Services, proud to help bring you this sports broadcast while cheering on the Arcadia Loup City Rebels, the Loup City RX Shop.
This broadcast of the Twin Loop Wolves is brought to you by the Twin Loop Boosters, including Modern Movement LLC, Morgan Ranch, Orville's Repair, P-Patch Greenhouse and Gifts, Prairie Thunder Game Birds, Roberts Chiropractic, Rowley and Keena Stepka, Sargent Chamber of Commerce, the Sargent Corner Market, Sargent Insurance Agency, Sargent Packing LLC, Sargent Tire LLC, Seidel Contracting Incorporated, Sheets Irrigation, and Schlegel Angus. Enjoy the broadcast brought to you in part by the Twin Loop Boosters. Welcome back to Sumner as we are getting ready for this broadcast between Arcadia Loup City and Twin Loop. Your starting lineups are brought to you by Ford County Heating and Air. Owners Brian and Austin serve the area with more than 20 years of combined experience in the industry. Call for a free estimate and timely service. Ford County Heating and Air in Broken Bow at 308-872-2258. We'll start with the starting lineup for the Twin Loop Wolves. They'll go like this. Sierra Schlegel is a sophomore. Jalen Blackburn is a sophomore. Had a great game there in that first match against SEM. We'll see if they set her the ball quite a bit. She was an effective hitter for the Wolves in match number 1. Jalen Young getting the start at outside hitter, and she is a senior. Carson Vincent is a senior as well. 2 other seniors in the starting lineup are Cooper Keefe and Lorena Shada. The libero is Kinley Keefe. She is a freshman. Tammy Phillips is the head coach of the Wolves. She is assisted by Jamie Copsey and Abby Taylor. Expected starting lineup for the Arcadia Loup City Rebels goes like this. Jillian Hurlbert is a 5'5" senior. Taylor Obermiller is a 5'8" junior. Charlize Meyer is a 5'4" freshman. Savannah Grease is a 5'8" freshman. Hadley Rademacher is a 5'7" freshman. And Morgan Rademacher is a 6 foot tall junior. The libero is Amy Rose. She's a 5'2" junior. Sky Grease is the head coach of the Arcadia Loup City Rebels, assisted by Vicky Bauer and Jennifer Kushak. We'll take one more break. When we come back, we'll see where we stand on getting this first serve on the air for you on KBBN Radio and Sandhills Express Video.
Are you wanting to remodel your kitchen or bathroom but you don't know where to start? Come see me, Abby Mahler, the kitchen and bathroom designer at Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia. It's my job to design your kitchen layout and help you coordinate your cabinets, countertops, backsplash, flooring, and hardware. I have design software that lets you see a 3D image of your layout so you can visually picture what your new kitchen will look like. Please call us at 789-6252 and ask for Abby to set up your free consultation today.
Whether your ride needs a tune-up, a simple oil change, or a serious fix that has you stressed to the max, stress no more with Grease Automotive of Arcadia on your side. They'll get it running right. For taming your lawn's grass, see them for grasshopper mowers for a comfortable and efficient cut. If you're on the market, call Doug and chat. 402-984-4804. Have your vehicle maintained or repaired, or get yourself a new mower at Grease Automotive in Arcadia.
Loop Agency Loop Realty is the place to call for all your insurance and real estate needs. Offering home, farm, auto, crop, commercial, and specialty line coverages like animal mortality or special events coverage. Loop Agency will be happy to give you a free insurance review. While the competition may sell insurance, Amy and Tina write insurance and sell service. Loop Agency Loop Realty, Loup City, Nebraska, 745-1097 or www.looprealty.com.
The Colony Inn Motel and O Street Bar in Loup City is proud to sponsor this sports broadcast. The restaurant at Colony Inn is only closed on Tuesdays and open weekdays at 5, Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. You want to have Sundays marked on your calendar? Prime rib dinners start at 4 p.m. Down on Main Street, head into the O Street Bar Tuesday through Saturday, and don't miss Taco Tuesdays for $2 tacos. The Colony Inn Motel and O Street Bar in Loup City, proud supporter of the student athletes competing.
Welcome back to Sumner. This broadcast is also brought to you by Joe's Market in Loup City, your local community connection for high-quality foods, friendly service, and great prices. Visit them on O Street in Loup City soon. and visit joesmarketlc.com for ad specials, recipes, and more. It's going to be a busy week for Arcadia Loup City fans. They've got some football to take in later on this week, as well as Arcadia Loup City has punched their ticket into the postseason. We saw Arcadia Loup City last week, and a team that's only got one loss on the season, looking to continue that momentum into the postseason, Larry.
Yeah, their volleyball team at the home of the Mustangs here tonight. Their football team will be at the home of the Mustangs on Thursday night when they travel to McCool Junction and take on the McCool Junction Mustangs in the opening round of the D1 playoffs. And, yeah, 7-1 on the year, and they've really done a good job of really changing that program from a year ago, and 2-6 a year ago, 7-1 this season, and carrying a little momentum into those football playoffs.
Certainly wish the Rebels the best of luck on the football field. As far as our coverage goes this Thursday, we've got a 4 p.m., 5 p.m., and 7 p.m. game between radio and 2 radio stations, as well as a video stream. St. Hills, Sedford, and Winside will start at 4, right on St. Hills Express Video and KBBN with Larry on the call. At 5 o'clock, Mike Garner will join me in Myrna as Anselmo Myrna hosts Lions Decatur Northeast as the 5 seed on KCNI Pure Country. And then at 7 o'clock, we'll have a second broadcast on KBBN Radio as Brent and Kirk have the call of Twin Loop on the road at Neely Oakdale on the Thunderbird. So 3 games as a part of our coverage of D2 playoff football action this upcoming Thursday. So they're going to shake hands. I don't think they're going to do Arcadia Loup City starting lineups here this evening. So we're just going to roll right into this match and get it underway.
I think they're going to do them on the final one when they do maybe some senior night activities for Sumner Eddyville Miller.
Your friends at Clank Financial are honored to help with any of your health and life insurance questions, as well as any retirement planning needs you may have. You can reach them at 308-872-6810. Clank Financial, downtown Broken Bow at 940 South D Street. Now, for those of you watching the video stream, this will be the opposite of what I'm telling you, as we're across the way from the video camera. Arcadia Loup City left to right, wearing black and gray camouflage with the red trim and white numerals. Twin Loop Wolves have switched out their uniforms. Libero is wearing the pink uniform. Other than that, everyone wearing all black with the white numbers. As we prepare to start up this second match of 3, if you're just joining us, SEM got the victory in 2 sets in the first match, 25-17, 25-23, as Charlize Meyer, the 5'4" freshman, will get us started for Arcadia Loup City. Serving this one from the right side. Jump serve goes into the middle of the court. Twin Loop on the receive. Cooper Keefe swings away at this one. Doesn't go down. Put back quickly and then sent back over and put down by Jalen Young as Arcadia Loup City could not control it. The first point of the set goes to the Wolves.
Good job by Young patrolling that net right up front and seeing that opportunity.
Cooper Keefe, the opening serve for Twin Loop. A rocket goes across, received by Arcadia Loup City. Swing on the right side is an equally strong rocket by Obermiller, but it is out, and another serve upcoming for Twin Loop, who's up 2-0. Cooper Keefe, another strong serve. This one just long, sailed over the head of, Jillian Hurlbert. Watch that one go over. And that brings her teammate Taylor Obermiller to the line. 5'8" junior. Serve it up. Jump serve from her as well. Received by Twin Loop. Swing by Jalen Young. Sent back on one. Twin Loop resetting offensively, and they have to push it over on a free ball to Arcadia Loup City. Swing for the Rebels. A big one from Hadley Rademacher, who terminates.
Or just a freshman, Rademacher jumping into that one. You could see she was eyeing that one. She drove to the ball and then hammered it home.
Obermiller to serve again. A 2-2 tied match. Twin Loop, free ball over from Schlegel. Arcadia Loup City into their offense. Received by the libero of Twin Loop. Play in the middle. Young can't get it to go down. Nice little rally going here early in this one. A swing on the far side from Rademacher doesn't go down. Joust at the net is won by Arcadia Loup City's Savannah Grease.
Another one of those freshmen. Grease up there timed it perfectly. Young was right there, but just a half second off in trying to return it.
Ball put into play by Obermiller. Nice receive in system to Jalen Young. Mistimed the jump maybe a little bit. That one falls into the middle of the net. And it'll be another serve upcoming for Taylor Obermiller as Arcadia Loup City goes up 4-2. Obermiller's jump serve. Received in the back by Keefe. Nice swing there by Sierra Slagle. Received by Arcadia Loup City, who sends it back on 3. In system again is Twin Loop. Lorena Shada searching for the back line and finds the floor. It's 4-3 in favor of the Rebels of Arcadia Loup City.
Good job of using the metrics of the court, working from the right side and cutting it back towards the middle left.
Jalen Young to serve it up for Twin Loop. Sends this one right at the back line, in by about 8 inches or so. And we're tied at 4.
Initially off her arm, I thought maybe that one was going long, but it died in a hurry. What an excellent serve.
Young, a few dribbles of the volleyball, puts her hand into it. This one a little bit shorter, received well by Arcadia Loup City in system. Big swing, terminating and putting it down as Hadley Rademacher, the electric, high-flying freshman, puts one down.
And that's twice now that we've seen her run to the ball and drive it through with a clean hit.
Kinley Keefe couldn't quite handle it. The serve to Twin Loop in system. They go to Blackburn. It's her first swing of the set, I do believe. Blackburn can't get it down. Now Arcadia Loup City the other direction. Hurlbert lobs one over. Coming the other way, Twin Loop. Kind of a weak hit there and sent back on 3 by the Rebels. Blackburn in the middle again, off of hands, received in the back row. Twin Loop back row attack, the Rebels back row attack for Obermiller, received by Twin Loop. Kind of a miss hit, almost works out for them, but a free ball over on 3 for Arcadia Loup City. Now a set in the middle of Blackburn. Finds the floor on the far side, spotted out the defense and just swung her hand to the side and tipped it straight to the right. That was a savvy offensive play.
Yeah, she was looking off our direction and then slapped it the other way. Did a great job of looking off the defense.
Lorena Shada puts her hand into it, goes into the back row, hits the net, and Arcadia Loup City sends over a free ball in system to Blackburn. Twin Loop puts it away, unable to handle it. Those Arcadia Loup City's Meyer. 6-5 our score in favor of the Twin Loop Wolves. Back to serve it again, Lorena Shada. Shada, nice serve again in system. Meyer sets it middle, terminating is Hadley Rademacher, who has been the offensive weapon of choice for Arcadia Loup City early in this one.
Well, and I think that's something we're going to be seeing for the next few years. Rademacher just attacking the ball from the back to the front.
They list her as 5'7". She looks taller than that to me, especially compared to the other heights listed of her teammates, who I think she stands taller than, as Blackburn answers on the other side, puts one down in the near side corner.
And that's a good answer for Twin Loops. Did a great job of finding that seam.
Kinley Keefe back to serve. Her team up 7-6. Lobs this one over into the middle back row. Out of system is Arcadia Loup City. They send it over back into the hands of Keefe. And a free ball over for the Wolves into Arcadia Loup City, who's in system. They set it middle. Rademacher couldn't get it down, and a lift called as a result of her hit right in the middle of the floor on Twin Loop. Point Rebels.
Yeah, Blackburn played it a little bit, got the piece of it, but all she could do was just try to lift it up, and it's like grabbing the ball and throwing it up.
Rademacher to serve. Nice serve in the back row to Keefe. Blackburn, bump set. Free ball over from Jalen Young. Here comes Arcadia Loup City, looking for The tip at the net does not go down for Obermiller. Now a tip back the other way. Sent back on one to Twin Loop. Blackburn, a tip out of bounds to our direction. Top side of your video screen right in front of us for those of you on the radio. She was looking for some space that was over there, just put too much on it.
Yeah, that was exactly what Jalen did. She had a good vision of it.
Blackburn sends it back on one on the receive. Arcadia Loop City in system. Big swing. Jillian Hurlbert through the block and down. Arcadia Loop City scores a point in this tight first match. They go up 9-7.
Jillian hung up there for quite a while. Missed time to jump just a little bit, but it actually worked in her favor.
Serve up by Rademacher. Goes back to Keefe. Now the set in front of Blackburn. Can't get it to go down. Set far side for Hurlbert. Tips it over. Keefe controls it there. That was Cooper. Now Blackburn in the middle. Tip shot again. Doesn't go. Rebels in system. Quick set over. Does not work. Twin Loop and Arcadia Loop City send it back and forth. Another swing for Blackburn. This one finds the floor after it can't be handled by Kaylee Kurtzels, the 5'5 junior in there for Arcadia Loop City. Couldn't quite get her hands under it. Blackburn puts her hand into it. Tip shot over, controlled by Twin Loop. In system, quick set over, does not go down. Sent over on two. And now a little bit of a poke around at the net, and in the net is the call on Twin Loop. Didn't see who that was, but there was a lot of action up there at the net. Not surprising it ended with somebody being inside of it.
And I'm not sure it might not have been Young who was trying to direct that one back over to her teammate.
Hurlbert with the serve. In system, the set from Vincent tries to get it over to Keefe, who tried to sky high to send that one to the area open to her left, but threw it into the net. Point Rebels. Another serve from Hurlbert. Another good one in the back row to Keefe. Vincent, bump set, and a free ball over to Arcadia Loop City. Arcadia Loop City searching for the floor, can't find it. Now a nice swing inside by Jalen Young, doesn't find the floor. Hard swing quickly back the other way for Taylor Obermiller. Couldn't find the floor herself, and it'll be a serve for the Wolves coming up. Vincent floats this one. That would have been in. That was a good decision there by Arcadia Loop City. They get a swing on the far side by Grease, and eventually it finds the floor. A little bit of miscommunication there for the Wolves as the ball falls in front of Natalie Haskell.
Well, and Vincent was able to push that one up, but then she had to clear the area for anyone else to get there, and they just didn't have enough time to come up with the second hit.
The serve from Meyer. Nice pass in system. Middle is Jalen Young. Goes over the initial player, but sent back on one, and Young threw it into the net, trying to do a quick return of her own. Point Rebels.
Boy, and that just missed. If that gets across cleanly, she's got another point.
Arcadia Loop City 13, Twin Loop 9 here in the first set. Serve put up by Meyer. This one just long. So service error on Arcadia Loop City. Gets the side out to Twin Loop, and they've made it through a rotation as back to serve again as Cooper Keefe. Keefe, hand in the air. Another nice serve and a nice receive for the Rebels. And looking for some room on the floor as Augustine doesn't go down. Twin Loop sends a free ball over. In system, Arcadia Loop City. Attack not good again. Shada searching for room. Doesn't find the floor. Arcadia Loop City, free ball over. Set from Lorena Shada. Big swing, Jalen Young, but just long over towards us in the wrestling room. And a point goes to the Rebels.
Again, a good idea, but just a little long on the attack.
14-10 is the Arcadia Loop City edge over Twin Loop. Twin Loop gets a swing from Jalen Young left it short into the net. Timing was just slightly off, couldn't get a full swing on it, and a timeout is taken. Leading by 5, Arcadia Loup City 15-10 over Twin Loup. We're in the first set on KBBN.
Where do you go when it's a beautiful, gorgeous day? If you need a great place to relax, grill, and enjoy time with friends and family, go with a deck made with quality TimberTech terrain decking from Mead Lumber in Broken Bow. You can build a deck of all shapes and sizes, plus Mead Lumber stocks brown oak and silver maple. Whether you're starting from scratch or you're just doing a new surface, Mead Lumber looks forward to helping plan your project. East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
Life's better when you're under our roof because we can help you choose insurance to help protect what matters most. Life insurance from American Family Life Insurance Company can help financially protect your loved ones by replacing a portion of your income if you were to pass away. That means your family could have the help they need to continue to pursue their dreams. Contact Justin at the Justin Thompson Agency at 872-5252 today.
American Family Insurance.
Products not available in all states. American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Welcome back to Sumner as we are underway. Vincent sets it for Young. Nice tip shot, does not go down. Arcadia Loup City back on offense. Nice swing, does not go down. It's a one and done return there. Put down in the corner by Kinley Keith. It just kept floating and floating, and no Rebel could get back there. That was a big swing she handled from Rademacher.
Yeah, she's done a really good job in that libero spot. Took that over about 2 to 3 weeks into the season and has played well there and comes up with a big point.
Jalen Blackburn just checked into the game as the serve goes long for Twin Loup. So they earn a point a very tough way, and they give a point back. And that brings us to an Arcadia Loup City serve from Brianna Lewick, the 5'3" freshman libero in there to swing away at it. Does so and has an ace. Vincent couldn't go low enough for it. Almost got under it, but it tickled the bottom of the net, going right back toward Lewick.
Well, that was a well-positioned serve from Lewick.
Lewick to serve again. Her team up 17-11 and into the net. Service error. Ball goes back to Twin Loup. Vincent will serve it away.
She was trying to do something similar in the center part of the court, but didn't have enough height on it.
Excuse me, that's Lorena Shana. She serves it. Overpass and putting it away and making him pay is Jalen Blackburn. She was all over that one.
You give her that opportunity, she's going to take advantage every time.
And she didn't get out of sorts. She still picked a good place to put it down. Good serve receive for Arcadia Loup City. Swing put down by Hurlbert as Twin Loup couldn't control it. That was a nice, sure swing from Jillian Hurlbert, the senior, looking like a senior on that play.
Yeah, she's been playing though the last few years. She's very experienced out on that court.
Kurtzels with the serve. Blackburn on the swing for Twin Loup. Gets the point. That was a nice looking swing. Didn't have all the speed in the world on it, but again, she's really good at picking her place.
Well, in her last 2 kills, just shows you don't always have to hammer it. Sometimes you actually miss hit trying to do that.
Serve is received by Arcadia Loup City. Send it over into Blackburn. Another swing in the middle. Almost the same exact place. Falls right in front of Kurtzels. The junior for Arcadia Loup City couldn't get under it. And it's another point for Twin Loup, who just won't go away. Keith puts it into play. Arcadia Loup City, decent pass. Hit from Hurlbert, and Twin Loup gets it over quickly from Blackburn. A scramble play and a big swing inside the other direction from Rademacher, who terminates.
That was a good hustle. We talked about how Twin Loup really does a good job of hustling, but Arcadia Loup City saw they were out of system, and they moved their offense quickly to take advantage.
She gets the kill, and she goes back to serve this one away. The freshman Hadley Rademacher puts her hand into it, goes back to Keith. Vincent sets it for Blackburn, hits the ceiling on the receive. Arcadia Loup City recovers and sends over a free ball. Keith to Vincent. Blackburn in the middle, tips it, lost the battle against Taylor Obermiller, who had her arm extended and put it right back down on the Wolves' side.
Yeah, and she was patrolling the net there, and she saw her opportunity.
Rademacher to put her hand into it again. Her team up 20-15. Sends it into the net. Service error. Twin Loup Wolf serve coming up. As back into the game comes Natalie Haskell, a freshman. Will do the honors. Her team trailing by 4. Haskell, a floater. Arcadia Loup City, decent pass. Swing from Hurlbert. Doesn't go down. Vincent, the set over into Carson Vincent. Excuse me, that was Jalen Young that set it. Back on offense already is Twin Loup. Free ball over. Arcadia Loup City in system. Big swing and a kill for Taylor Obermiller. The junior puts it down after both teams kind of overcame a lot at that point.
We saw Rademacher do that same kind of charge the net hit earlier a couple times. Obermiller did a great job there.
Serve goes into the hands of Keefe, does well to keep it in front of her. Now bumps it over and a free ball to Arcadia Loup City. Middle set and a swing does not go down for Grease. Back the other way comes Cooper Keefe. And a swing this time, Obermiller with the floater. Vincent shoves it over to Cooper Keefe, who does the same across the net. Bump set this time for Meyer. Meyer on that feed. Hit over hard. Didn't catch who sent that one over, Larry, but Twin Loup could not control it. And it was a score for Arcadia Loup City as it was Taylor Obermiller with the kill. 22-16 is the Arcadia Loup City lead. Timeout on the floor. Will step away as well.
When the game gets tough, Team Physical Therapy is there to help get you back in the game stronger than ever. Call 872-5111 with convenient locations in Broken Bow, Burwell, Callaway, and Gothenburg. Team Physical Therapy offers expert care and personalized rehab services for athletes of all ages and skill levels. Whether recovering from injury or working to improve performances, their experienced team is dedicated to helping you stay competitive and reach your goals. Call 872-5111 for Team Physical Therapy. Proud to help bring this sports broadcast to you.
Different savings each day this week at Geared for Sports. Stop in often to see what's new and be sure to watch their Facebook page for their daily deals worth checking out. Savings could pop up on shoes, hoodies, cold weather gear. Who knows what Scott will choose? Can't find what you need? Make sure and ask. They'll do their best to get it for you. Watch for daily deals on Facebook at Geared for Sports in Broken Bow on the west side of the square. Open Monday through Friday 10 to 6 and Saturday 10 to 4.
Back to the action in Sumner as the ball went back and forth a couple of times, but Taylor Obermiller said, well, no more of this passing the ball back and forth. I'm just going to dent the floor. She did just that.
Nothing passive at all about that one.
And now an ace. Arcadia Loup City stringing points together as Jillian Hurlbert gets an ace. And now it is set point for the Rebels. Hurlbert jump serve, this one into the net. 24-17. So the serve will come from Carson Vincent, the senior for Twin Loup. Quick work, runs forward, floats it over. Meyer slaps it over onto Young. The attack, tipped it over, didn't catch Arcadia Loup City off kilter as Obermiller sends this one long, so a couple of straight points back to Twin Loup, who have to avoid a bunch more set points against Arcadia Loup City as Vincent sends this one into play. Pass to Meyer, big swing. Obermiller, who just seems to be catching more and more momentum, ends the set 25-18 in favor of Arcadia Loup City. We'll take a break. When we come back, set number 2 coming your direction.
Plumber who actually does the plumbing? Call Gouda Plumbing, serving Broken Bow and the surrounding communities with top-notch residential and commercial service and septic tank pumping. Have a leaky faucet, funky-smelling septic? Don't worry, Scott and Colton have seen and smelled it all. They're fast, friendly, and won't leave you knee-deep in regret. Call Duda Plumbing and flush your problems away. Literally, Duda Plumbing, where they do the plumbing.
Citizens Bank and Trust provides superior financial service with honesty, professionalism, and confidentiality while promoting economic growth and stability in the communities they serve. With convenient locations in St. Paul, Loup City, and Central City, all locations are experienced in real estate, agriculture, commercial and consumer lending, offering savings, deposit, checking accounts, debit cards, and online and mobile banking. Citizens Bank and Trust Company. Your community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
No matter what hunting season is around the corner, you should be headed to Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City to prepare. Great customer service, a knowledgeable staff, and competitive pricing mean you're on your way to a great outdoor experience. From hunting gear and fishing gear to licenses and park permits, go see Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on South Highway 58. They're proud to help bring you this broadcast.
Cusack Lumber and Supply is your hometown source for quality materials and friendly service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. They're ready to help with any project, from materials and additions to brand new builds. Check out their post-frame and complete building packages if you're starting from the ground up. And for farmers and ranchers, they stock everything from tanks to fencing supplies. Cusack Lumber and Supply is proud to bring you this sports broadcast.
Thrivent is proud to support the area teams as they work hard to achieve their goals. Representative Scott Harvey wants to help you with your financial goals by creating a strategy that reflects your priorities and protects what matters most to you. For insurance, investments, or planning for retirement, call Scott Harvey and Thrivent Financial at 872-2511. Second set time here in Sumner. Second set of match number 2 of 3. Our third match will face SEM against Arcadia Loup City. Rebels have got one more set to go if they want to finish things here in 2 after taking the first set 25-18. They're quickly into their offense and quickly a score put down by Savannah Grease. They set the middle and Grease puts it on the back line.
She had a couple of opportunities at some good hits in the early part of that first set. They didn't go back to her for a while, and they go back to her early.
Obermiller with the serve for Arcadia Loup City. Overpass sent back on one by the Rebels. Jalen Young almost collides with their center, Vincent. Little miscommunication there. The ball sails out of bounds. Arcadia Loup City point.
Yeah, it looked like Vincent was ready to set it for Young in the middle, but Young didn't hear her and swiped at it. It goes out of bounds.
Another hot serve there from Obermiller. Received well by Lorena Shada, who takes a swing, doesn't go down. Meyer sets it, and putting it away for the Rebels is Grace Augustine, the 5'11 junior in there, gets the kill on the right side.
And sometimes that standing spike has such a different trajectory, almost more of a roll opportunity, and that worked good there.
She's got the height for it. She's 5'11 as Shada receives it. Now has it bump sent back to her. Put it over the net, and now off kilter as Savannah Grease just kind of had to lean backwards, misjudged that timing and the location on her swing, and sends it into the net. First point of the set goes to Twin Loup. 3-1, they trail. Keefe, a bullet of the serve. Meyer sets it, blocked back, receives it, keeps it going for the Rebels. Blocked back again. Jalen Young in the middle, setting up a wall. Twin Loup, free ball over. Young swings in the middle, off hands, received in the back row. Now far side attack, Rademacher almost put it down. Keefe gets low for it, but it's sent up into the net, and the point goes to the Rebels.
And a good job there by Savannah Grease to go up there, put her hands up there, but not actually touch that ball. Just wanted to make sure, just in case it went a little higher, that she'd knock it down.
4-1 is the lead for the Rebels of Arcadia Loup City as Brianna Lewick sends one into the back row, into the hands of Keefe. Sets it up in the middle for Shada, tried to find a spot. Shada sent it back over her head on the quick return from the Rebels. We play a little back and forth at the net Now Twin Loop with it on their side. Shot swinging away off hands, received in the back row by Meyer. And now a standing back row spike from Obermiller. It hits the top tape and falls back on the Rebels side.
Boy, for a second it wanted to climb, but it slipped at the top.
4-2 is the Rebels lead over the Wolves, who will serve with Jalen Young. Young slaps it across. Meyer the set, far side Hurlburt swings, and the kill. Frustrated with herself for not getting behind that one, Kinley Keefe grits her teeth and kind of clenches her fists a little bit. She wants that one back.
Well, she's been battle tested back there in that libero position tonight.
Nice receive there from Vincent. Trying to get it outside of the antenna was Twin Loop. It was awfully close there for Schlegel, as this one is smacked back by Arcadia Loup City just that fast, and they score another point on the kill.
Well, that was, you're talking about smacked back fast. Hadley Rademacher with some smoke again.
Serve put in play by Kersels, received by Keefe. Middle set and into the net. The swing of Sierra Schlegel. A sophomore couldn't get it over. Point Rebels. We'll go back to serve again. Kaylee Kurtzels, the junior, puts it in play. Sending it over on two was Lorena Shada. Returned by Arcadia Loup City. Shoved over. Free ball. Meyer sets it in the middle. A big swing. Hadley Rademacher puts one down again. This freshman is electric. 8-2, the Rebels lead. Hertzels puts it in play again. Another tough serve and an ace. It's returned by Kinley Keefe, but out of bounds, and Arcadia Loup City is on a roll.
Coach Skygrease's got to be happy with the fact she looks at two pretty good hitters, our freshmen out there, that she's got some future.
And now a service error by Kurtzels as she sends it into the net. Not before Arcadia Loup City does some pretty good damage on her serve. Karina Shada back to serve it for Twin Loop, just long. And for a second I thought that thing was going to dive and be in, but she sends the serve right back to Hadley Rademacher of the Rebels.
My initial reaction was that they were going to play it and it would be in. They made the right decision.
Freshman Rademacher serves this one back into the hands of Vincent. Swinging in the middle, Blackburn dug out of there by Rademacher. The swing far side, Hurlburt into the net. Point Twin Loop, who's battling and staying within distance of this one. They trail 10-4.
Yeah, and this is a key stretch right here for Twin Loop. They've got to cut into this lead if they want to battle back.
Kinley Keefe, the serve, almost went over the tape, but that's another free point to Arcadia Loup City, which is tough to overcome when you're down, unable to get into a rally off of your serve. Jillian Hurlburt puts it into play, cross court and out, and we trade service errors, which we've done a few times so far tonight in these matches. We're really late in the season, Larry. I know there's not a coach out there at any point in the season, let alone this late in the season, with sub-district play knocking on the door. You don't want to see this many service errors.
Yeah, and we've seen them in different ways, into the net, sideways, and even long.
Here comes the offense. Grease. Arcadia Loup City puts it right in the back middle of the court, right in the middle of the basketball lane, in the hole of the Wolves defense. So Arcadia Loup City will serve it. They're up 12-5 here in the second set. They won the first set 25-18, trying to put this match away. They've got a tough SEM team awaiting them. Nice serve, received well by Twin Loop. Swing from Jalen Young. Received, Meyer, the set. Received by Twin Loop, sent back the other direction. Now a swing on the far side from Obermiller. Goes cross court, but out of bounds, and that's a point that Twin Loop will certainly take.
We talked about Sumner Eddyville Miller having a match on Thursday night, but for these two tonight's it. This is the end of the regular season.
Vincent gets an ace. It tickled the top of the net and fell right down in front of the Rebels. It wasn't pretty, but they'll take it. It pulls them to within 5. Vincent slaps into this one again and almost gets another ace. Did it go around the antenna? They say it did. Twin Loop scrambles, gets the ball over. Myers sets it for Obermiller, hits it into the net. Point Twin Loop, and all of a sudden, Larry, here come the Wolves to within 4.
And Taylor Obermiller disappointed in herself that she made the beautiful save down the line, but then came up short on the hit.
Vincent continues to serve. Wow, that was a floater that would have been in. Arcadia Loup City controls it. Panowicz swings away, sent over on a couple by Twin Loop, and now a shot goes into the corner by Arcadia Loup City. I didn't see who that one was, Larry. Was that?
That was Savannah Grease.
It was Savannah Grease. Couple of players in the area there. Didn't quite catch who it was, but Arcadia Loup City finally earns the serve. Vincent sets it in the middle for Young. Tries to put it down. Received in the back row. Meyer sets it for Rademacher. Hits it long. And it's 13-9 in favor of the Rebels. Cooper Keefe to serve. Near side of the floor for those of you on the video. For those of you on the radio, far side. Keefe sends it to Arcadia Loup City. Grease going to get another swing. Goes cross court, but long. Doing a good job not being tempted to touch that one. Lorena Shada on the far side there. Cooper Keefe trying to string together a couple of serves here. Her team down 3 here in the second after losing the first set. Keefe, another one, short over the net. Swing does not go down for Rademacher, but eventually a couple of errors on the Twin Loop defense, and it results in a kill for Hadley Rademacher.
And Lewick will come in and check in to serve, and we saw her serve up a couple of nice ones earlier.
The senior, Brianna Lewick, gets an ace. Just slightly out of position was Natalie Haskell. Kind of trying to receive that one with her arms out to the side, and it goes off of her arms for the ace. Up by 5 now, the Rebels. Lewick sends it right at her again. This time a perfect pass to Vincent. Slapping at it is Lorena Shada. Does not go down as Hadley Rademacher sent it across, but out of bounds, and Twin Loop continues to scrap in this one, Larry.
Yeah, they did. That was exactly what they did there. They scrapped for that point, and they're still right within this if they can come up with something on this serve.
Meyer sets it far side for Hurlbert. Blocked back by Blackburn in the middle. Arcadia Loup City back to work. Back row attack for Taylor Obermiller into the net, and Twin Loop now to within 3, trailing 12-15. Jalen Young to serve. Young puts her hand into it, sends it in the back row to Lewick. Meyer sets it middle to Rademacher, who sends it out into the Twin Loop side. Unable to control it, Jalen Young. Great side out there for the Rebels. When you need someone to swing hard, look for Rademacher in the middle. Kaylee Kurtzels, the 5'5 junior, sends it into play. Kinley Keefe in the middle, swinging away is Schlegel, who gets the kill. Sierra Schlegel, the sophomore, scores one for the Wolves.
And that's a good job of tooling it off the block.
Lorena Shada with the serve. In system, Arcadia Loup City, Rademacher. Speaking of tooling it off the block, gets it right off of the hands of Jalen Blackburn, who's frustrated. She felt like that was just a couple inches off of being a big block against the big swing of Hadley Rademacher.
Yeah, her hands were straight. The shot came at an angle, and she was just about 6 inches off the net.
Rademacher, her team up 17-13, sends one, a tough one that's returned on one by Twin Loop. Hurlbert blocked back by Blackburn and controlled by Hurlbert. Free ball over to Twin Loop, though. the set. Blackburn, the swing, doesn't go down. Lewick, nice dig there. Another swing for Hurlburt. Off of the block and back into the hands of Twin Loup. Vincent shoves one over. Might have been out, but Lewick decides to play it. Nobody there to receive the pass, and a hard-earned point for Twin Loup as they continue to hang around in this set.
Yeah, and she didn't get a clean shot on it. I think at the last second, she might have realized where she was at and wanted to kind of maybe pull back, and it really affected the dig.
Keefe puts it into play. Meyer in system over to Obermiller. Shoves it across. Pretty much a free ball over to Twin Loup as Blackburn swings away. Out of system. Free ball over from Arcadia Loup City. Blackburn, another swing for Twin Loup. This one is touched by the Rebels before going out of bounds. 2 within 2 are the Twin Loup Wolves battling away here in the second set after losing the first.
And you've got a pretty good weapon right there in the middle in Jalen Blackburn. That's a good and a golden opportunity, and they took advantage on that situation to take advantage of that weapon.
Kinley Keefe the serve, received by Lewick. Meyer in system, swinging away is Hurlburt. Does not go down. Cooper Keefe shoves it across. A little bit more power on that shove. Now a big swing goes out by Taylor Obermiller. Went right at the feet of the line judge. Maybe one of the easier calls to make is when you have to step backward to miss it. And now all of a sudden it's a 1-point game. Arcadia Loup City 17, Twin Loup 16. We're in the second set on KBBN.
BL Shop in Loup City is proud to support the Arcadia Loup City Rebels and sponsor this broadcast. At BL Shop, you'll find something for everyone. From refinished and restored furniture pieces to vintage treasures, gently used items, and unique gifts including Polish pottery. Plus, don't miss their seasonal greenhouse plants. Stop by and explore Wednesday through Friday, 11 to 4, or Saturday, 10 until 2. BL Shop, antiques, gifts, plants, and more in Loup City.
Need auto parts? Don't search high, low, and in between. Talk to Loup City Auto Parts on Main Street in Loup City. Open Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, and from 8 to noon on Saturday. They stock replacements, accessories, supplies, and equipment so you can get about any make of automobile back on the road. They even have light and heavy-duty truck parts, off-road equipment, buses, and ag equipment, too. Saying Go Rebels by sponsoring this broadcast. Loup City Auto Parts.
Kinley Keefe the serve, and the swing goes out. Taylor Obermiller having trouble finding her opponent's side of the floor, and we're tied at 17 apiece.
And Twin Loup is doing a great job of rallying back in this second set.
And now Keefe gives one right back on the service error, sent that one long. Jillian Hurlburt will serve it for Arcadia Loup City in a tight second set. Hurlburt, jump serve into the net. And again, I think that's the fourth time this night, I think, that we have traded service errors between two teams that are facing one another.
Yeah, at least 4 times. I'm going to say maybe even in this match. And it happened at least a couple of times in the first one.
Blackburn, nice serve here. Kind of a tough pass there from Rademacher. Here comes the Twin Loup offense. Jalen Young sends it over. Rademacher in the back row. Here comes the back row attack from her. Tries to set it over. Just got a little bit too cute with it, for lack of a better phrase, and it hits the top tape, and we're tied. No, excuse me. Twin Loup takes the lead, 19-18.
Well, they had the defense back, and that was a good idea, but just didn't get it there.
Blackburn, tough serve. Roll shot over from the Rebels. Here comes Jalen Young. Blocked back. Blackburn receives it. Set this time for Keefe. Almost gets the kill. Diving save from Arcadia Loup City. Twin Loup will try again. Jalen Young swings away. Back row received by Rademacher. Now a swing from Obermiller. Hits the net and barely goes over. That's tough to swallow if you're Twin Loup. You do everything right. And a ball that was almost sent into the net on the wrong side for Arcadia Loup City makes it over, and we're tied at 19.
Yeah, Jalen Young was there, but it hits the net and pops over.
Back into the game, Tenley Penwicks for Arcadia Loup City. as they serve it away. Vincent shoves it over to Young. Cross-court attack is out. It's 20-19 ALC, and a timeout taken by Twin Loup. We'll step away as well. 20-19 Arcadia Loup City here on KBBN Radio and Sandhills Express Video.
Lean Equipment of Arcadia keeps area farmers and ranchers running strong. They service tractors, combines, semis, and hay equipment. All makes, all models, from big repairs to routine maintenance. Their family-owned shop delivers quality work you can trust, season after season. And just like they keep your operation moving, they're proud to keep local sports on the air, supporting our student athletes and bringing the action to you. Check out lance.lean.com or call 308-789-6103.
I got to say, Larry, I can go back to feeling a little bit better about myself. There's nothing to make you feel in worse shape than broadcasting from a wrestling room and listening to two guys finish a workout behind you, grunting and working hard, while we sit up here and get paid to talk as a service ace goes down for Arcadia Loup City out of the timeout from Charlize Meyer.
Well, I come up the steps and I don't talk for 2 minutes because I can't catch my breath.
Meyer to try it again. Her team up 21-19. Receive well here from Keefe. Cooper Keefe. The attack in the middle. Meyer sends it far side. Obermiller. Big swing and the kill. And Arcadia Loup City has kind of reset themselves here late in this set to go up 3.
And that was a good timeout to take by Twin Loup, but Arcadia Loup City also took advantage of it to continue their momentum.
Meyer the jump serve. Received well. Little miscommunication here from Twin Loup. Has to be sent over on a free one from Jalen Young. Obermiller to swing at it again. Oh, nice diving save by Keefe. Twin Loup sends over a free one. Meyer, the set in the middle. Grease puts it down.
Well, Grace gets the kill there, but that was a great save on the other side for Twin Loup by the freshman Kinley Keefe. Just sticking that left hand out there and actually keeping control of the hit.
23-19, the Arcadia Loup City lead as the Rebels are 2 points away from finishing this match. Ball goes up into the rafters. Keefe does well to control it. Young does well to control it. And Cooper Keefe puts one down in the middle to avoid match point on the other side for their opponent.
And Carson Vincent's going to serve, and she's got an interesting one. She just punches it, and it floats.
It does just that. In system, Arcadia Loup City. Meyer gives it off to Obermiller. Doesn't go down. Now a swing for Young the other direction. Doesn't go down. Putting it up in the air is Twin Loup, but it looked a little bit awkward as 2 hits is called on the Wolves on the overpass as they try to control it at the net. And they are not a big fan of the call.
I think what Tammy Phillips thought that was a block, but it wasn't a block. She actually tried to attack it, did Cooper Keefe, and it hit the net, and then came back. She touched it again.
Match point for the Rebels. Taylor Obermiller tickles the tape, goes across. Vincent sets it in the middle for Young, blocked by Grease. Grease sets up the wall, and that is a big-time way to put an exclamation point on a win. 25-20 in the second. The win goes to Arcadia Loup City as they won the first set 25-18 as well. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll wrap up game number 2 and get you set up for game number 3 from here in Sumner. Sumner, Eddyville, Miller, and Arcadia Loup City coming your direction very, very soon.
Livestock is proud to be a part of bringing this coverage of the Arcadia Loup City Rebels to you. The life of a student athlete isn't what it used to be. Demands in the classroom and in competition are higher than ever. Boston Livestock salutes the hard work of all the student athletes from the area, and they hope you enjoy this broadcast as they put great teamwork, sportsmanship, and competitive drive on display. Boston Livestock Company saying go Rebels by sponsoring this broadcast.
This broadcast of the Twin Loup Wolves is brought to you by the Twin Loup Boosters, including Speltz Lumber Company, Stars Wildlife Inn, Taylor Storage, TCH Seeds, Team Physical Therapy PC, The Rescue Bar and Grill, Treptow Cattle Company, Trotter Grain and Fertilizer, Trotter's Blow and Go, Union Bank and Trust, Upstream Ranch, Valley County Health System, and Wagner Bunkhouse and Cabins. Enjoy the broadcast brought to you in part by the Twin Loop Boosters.
This broadcast of the Arcadia Loup City Rebels is brought to you by Hurlbird Insurance. Carrie and Monty love cheering on the Rebels, and they also love helping you find the coverage that fits you perfectly. When you call 308-202-0076, they're ready to talk health and Medicare, equine, crop, and livestock risk with you. Just as these Rebels have each other's backs in competition, Hurlbird Insurance has your back with coverage. 308-202-0076 for Hurlbird Insurance.
Attention Nebraska farmers. At Custer Federal State Bank, we know that agriculture is more than a job, it's a way of life. That's why we're proud to offer agricultural loans tailored to your needs. Whether you're looking to expand your operations, purchase new equipment, or manage daily expenses, our experienced team is here to help. With competitive rates, personalized service, we're your partners in growth. Visit Custer Federal State Bank today, where your future grows. Custer Federal State Bank, rooted in Nebraska, growing with you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Throughout October, when you shop at Gateway Motors, not only will you get a great set of wheels, but you'll be helping a great cause as well. Gateway Motors has partnered with Melham Medical Center and Sandhill Strong this Breast Cancer Awareness Month. A percentage of every single vehicle sold at Gateway in October will benefit breast cancer patient care, mammograms, cancer screenings, follow-up care, and other patient needs. Buy a car, do some breast cancer awareness good at Gateway Motors in Broken Bow.
The Grocery Cart is proud to bring you this sports broadcast. The case is always full of delicious food you can have right away, or talk to the staff about your upcoming event and they'll make food for you. There's a wide selection of salads, and don't forget Chester's chicken buckets and strips. If the occasion calls for a cake, you can have it decorated how you'd like. Call the GK Deli at 872-2206 or stop by inside the Grocery Cart in Broken Bow.
When the big game day arrives, you need a vehicle you can count on. Trotter Service has you covered. Offering full-service auto repair, tire sales, oil changes, and more, Trotter Service is your trusted hometown shop for reliable vehicle care. Whether you're heading to the game or driving every day, their expert team keeps your ride running strong. Schedule an appointment at trotterstirepros.com or call 872-6801. Your hometown automotive repair and tire store, Trotter Service.
Well, 2 out of 3 matches are in the books. SEM with the 2-set win over Twin Loop, and then just going final, Arcadia Loup City with the 2-set win over Twin Loop, 25-18, 25-20. Don't let low back and leg pain reduce your quality of life. Studies suggest spinal manipulation as the first method of treatment. If you're having pain, call Dr. Chad Hackle with Backbone of Healthcare at 872-2171 or visit them Monday through Friday on South 9th Avenue in Broken Bow. Match number 3 is coming your direction shortly. SEM facing Arcadia Loup City. Coming into this triangular, SEM was 20-6. They are now 21-6. Arcadia Loup City was 8-17. They are now 9-17. So the two teams that have tallied wins so far this evening are going to play each other for essentially the right to say that they won the triangular. Joining us on this broadcast, 4 County Heating and Air, Clang Financial, Backbone of Healthcare, Joe's Market, and Thrivent Financial, as well as Stevens Welding, Moshka's Building Center, Beatty Family Farms, Grease Automotive, Stryker Tractor, Bowie Fertilizer, Citizens Bank, Kushak Lumber, Tubbs Pub, Leam Equipment, Eggleston Oil, Loop Agency, Loop Realty, the Colony Inn and O Street Lounge, Johnson Hunt and Fish, Boston Livestock, BL Shop, Loop City Auto Parts, and Hurlburt Insurance. Thank you as well to the video sponsors you continue to see scroll on your screen, including H&R Block, Power Solutions, BD, Nebraska State Bank, Grocery Cart, Mead Lumber, the Callaway District Hospital with the Arnold and Callaway Medical Clinics, Culligan of Broken Bow, and Insurance of the Heartland. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll welcome Larry back into the broadcast as we get you set up for match number 3. It's SEM and Arcadia Loup City coming your way soon.
Stevens Welding in Sumner has been serving the area since 1972 with professional welding and metal fabrication. Their custom-made one-piece round bale feeders for cattle and horses are in demand all across the region, and their steel feed bunks will last forever. Stevens Welding can also make those hydraulic hoses while you wait, saving you downtime. A tradition of quality workmanship. That's Stevens Welding in Sumner.
Are you wanting to remodel your kitchen or bathroom but you don't know where to start? Come see me, Abby Mahler, the kitchen and bathroom designer at Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia. It's my job to design your kitchen layout and help you coordinate your cabinets, countertops, backsplash, flooring, and hardware. I have design software that lets you see a 3D image of your layout so you can visually picture what your new kitchen will look like. Please call us at 789-6252 and ask for Abby to set up your free consultation today.
Trotter Service on Highway 2 in Broken Bow is your trusted local source for all your auto repair and maintenance needs. From oil changes and tire sales to complete vehicle repairs, their skilled team offers honest, reliable service to keep your car running smoothly and safely. Whether it's routine maintenance or an unexpected repair, Trotter Service is dedicated to getting you back on the road quickly and with confidence. Trotter Service, your hometown automotive repair and tire store.
The Jeff and Bart Beatty families of Sumner are proud to support the SEM Mustangs. A lot of hard work goes into being a student athlete, and Beatty Family Farms is behind all of these young people 100%. Good luck throughout the season. Play hard and have fun. They'll be cheering you on in life and in sports, too. The Jeff and Bart Beatty families of Sumner, proud sponsors of this sports broadcast.
Whether your ride needs a tune-up, a simple oil change, or a serious fix that has you stressed to the max, stress no more with Grease Automotive of Arcadia on your side. They'll get it running right. For taming your lawn's grass, see them for grasshopper mowers for a comfortable and efficient cut. If you're on the market, call Doug and chat. 402-984-4804. Have your vehicle maintained or repaired, or get yourself a new mower at Grease Automotive in Arcadia.
That's you trying to fix the plumbing yourself to save a few bucks. Doing things yourself doesn't always end well. The same goes for insurance. That's why Auto Owners works with local independent agents to tailor coverage to meet your needs and offer discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance. Because sometimes you need a professional to get the job done right. That's simple human sense.
Hi, this is Nate Bell with High Street Insurance and Financial Services in Broken Bow. See us online at hsip.com. See possible.
Welcome back to Sumner Eddyville Miller High School as we get you set up for match 3 of 3 in this Twin Loop SEM and Arcadia Loup City Triangular. It's pretty simple, Larry. SEM and Arcadia Loup City have both gotten wins, and they want to get one more to go 2-0 in this little triangular that we've got late in the season.
Well, and we're talking about the fact that for Arcadia Loup City, this is their final regular season match. Again, Sumner Eddyville Miller does have one on Thursday night against Shelton, which will be a big one. Shelton's 23-4 going into that one, and both of them are top 10 ranked in Class D2. So, that's one thing that the Lady Mustangs can't overlook. Look to that one and overlook Arcadia Loup City, because we just saw that the Lady Rebels they've proven that they can be a tough team.
The thing that I love about basketball can also be applied to volleyball, in that it doesn't matter what has happened during your season up until you get to sub-district play. You could be 0-500 up until the time you get to sub-districts, but if you start putting things together, anybody can go on a run all the way to a state championship if you want. And that's the mindset that I know coaches really like this time of year, telling their team, hey, we can put things together and go on a run here and have a really great postseason. Obviously, if you're SEM, you're feeling really good about your season. You're 21-6 now after that win earlier in this triangular. But the feeling has to be the same for Arcadia Loup City. They're just under a 500 team that has some weapons out there. They could go on a little bit of a run here if they just tune some things up here late in the season.
Well, and the other thing you touched upon, a good example of that was Sumner Eddyville Miller 2 years ago, that they found a good momentum a seam, and they were able to go on all the way to a state championship. And, of course, the 3 seniors that just got honored were all a part of that state championship team from 2 years ago.
And a great team it was. We'll take a look at these 2 teams with the starting lineups. SEM and Arcadia Loup City coming your way shortly. We'll take a break, and Larry will have those lineups on the other side here on KBBN Radio and Sandhills Express Video.
Stryker Tractor Service of Eddyville does much more than repair and rebuild tractors. They also have a good selection of reconditioned tractors on hand, specially priced and ready to go to work for you. With over 45 years of experience, they repair and offer free troubleshooting advice on all tractors. Stryker Tractor Service stocks a variety of starters, alternators, and clutches. To keep your workhorse going strong, call Stryker Tractor Service in Eddyville.
With locations in Miller, Overton, and Riverdale, Bowie Fertilizer provides a large number of area farms with the tools for success. Whether it's custom application of fertilizer or the chemicals or seed they need, Bowie Fertilizer strives to offer a quality product and a competitive price. To learn more about their services, call 457-2161 and talk with Rick Bowie. They also want to wish all the area teams the best of luck from Bowie Fertilizer in Miller, Overton, and Riverdale.
Citizens Bank and Trust provides superior financial service with honesty, professionalism, and confidentiality while promoting economic growth and stability in the communities they serve. With convenient locations in St. Paul, Loup City, and Central City, all locations are experienced in real estate, agriculture, commercial and consumer lending, offering savings, deposit, checking accounts, debit cards, and online and mobile banking. Citizens Bank and Trust Company. Your community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Custer Lumber and Supply is your hometown source for quality materials and friendly service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. They're ready to help with any project, from materials and additions to brand new builds. Check out their post frame and complete building packages if you're starting from the ground up. And for farmers and ranchers, they stock everything from tanks to fencing supplies. Custer Lumber and Supply is proud to bring you this sports broadcast.
Go Mustangs! Tubbs Pub cheers for the Mustangs, and they admire their talent and sportsmanship. Tubbs Pub welcomes all students, friends, and families to Tubbs Pub for a hearty meal when in Sumner. Regardless of how the games turn out, let's all enjoy the friendship of our communities together at Tubbs Pub. Enjoy prime rib specials every Friday and Saturday night and hot home-cooked meals Monday through Saturday. Let's all eat at Tubbs Pub in Sumner.
Lean Equipment of Arcadia keeps area farmers and ranchers running strong. They service tractors, combines, semis, and hay equipment. All makes, all models, from big repairs to routine maintenance. Their family-owned shop delivers quality work you can trust, season after season. And just like they keep your operation moving, they're proud to keep local sports on the air, supporting our student athletes and bringing the action to you. Check out lance.lean.com or call 308-789-6103.
Arcadia Loup City and SEM coming your way here shortly. Here's Larry with those starting lineups.
And this broadcast is brought to you by Joe's Market in Loup City. Happy to bring you this starting lineup, your local community connection for high-quality foods, friendly service, and great prices. Visit them on O Street in Loup City soon, and visit joesmarketlc.com for ad specials, recipes, and more. Taking a look at the 9 and 17 Lady Rebels of Arcadia Loup City, it'll be Jillian Hurlbert, 5'5" senior. Taylor Obermiller, a junior, 5'8" tall. Charlize Meyer, 5'4" freshman. Savannah Grease, a freshman, 5'8" tall. Hadley Rademacher, another freshman, 5'7". Morgan Rademacher, 6' junior, and the libero is Amy Rose. She is a 5'2" junior. Head coach is Sky Greeks. This sports broadcast is also brought to you by 4 County Heating and Air. Owners Brian and Austin serve the area with more than 20 years of combined experience in the industry. Call for a free estimate and timely service. 4 County Heating and Air in Broken Bow, 308-872-2258. Checking the 21 and 6 Sumner Eddyville Miller Lady Mustangs. They'll go with Taryn Arbuthnot. She is a 5'8" senior. 5'9" freshman Kyler Jones. Avery Harder, 5'4" and a freshman. 5'6" senior Jacelyn Hoos. Mia Scoville. She's a 5'4" freshman. And 5'8" senior is Ellie Scoville. The libero for this match will be Lily Rasky, 5'5" and a sophomore. The head coach for Sumner Eddyville Miller, Erica Capel. And that's a look at your starting lineups here tonight on 95.3. ALC and SEM, it's coming up next.
Oil keeps the Oconto community on the go with full service at the gas pumps. They treat every customer with a smile and often some lively conversation. Their shop provides automotive repairs as well as tire service. Eggleston Oil keeps the local farms moving with fast, reliable, on-the-farm fuel delivery. They also help with a variety of local fundraisers too. Supporting radio coverage of high school sports is yet another way they show that all-important community involvement at Eggleston Oil of Oconto.
Loop Agency Loop Realty is the place to call for all your insurance and real estate needs. Offering home, farm, auto, crop, commercial, and specialty line coverages like animal mortality or special events coverage. Loop Agency will be happy to give you a free insurance review. While the competition may sell insurance, Amy and Tina write insurance and sell service. Loop Agency Loop Realty, Loup City, Nebraska, 745-1097 or www.looprealty.com.
The Colony Inn Motel and O Street Bar in Loup City is proud to sponsor this sports broadcast. The restaurant at Colony Inn is only closed on Tuesdays and open weekdays at 5, Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. You want to have Sundays marked on your calendar? Prime rib dinners start at 4 p.m. Down on Main Street, head into the O Street Bar Tuesday through Saturday, and don't miss Taco Tuesdays for $2 tacos. The Colony Inn Motel and O Street Bar in Loup City, proud supporter of the student athletes competing.
No matter what hunting season is around the corner, you should be headed to Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City to prepare. Great customer service, a knowledgeable staff, and competitive pricing mean you're on your way to a great outdoor experience. From hunting gear and fishing gear to licenses and park permits, go see Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on South Highway 58. They're proud to help bring you this broadcast.
Boston Livestock is proud to be a part of bringing this coverage of the Arcadia Loup City Rebels to you. The life of a student athlete isn't what it used to be. Demands in the classroom and in competition are higher than ever. Boston Livestock salutes the hard work of all the student athletes from the area, and they hope you enjoy this broadcast as they put great teamwork, sportsmanship, and competitive drive on display. Boston Livestock Company saying go Rebels by sponsoring this broadcast.
BL Shop in Loup City is proud to support the Arcadia Loup City Rebels and sponsor this broadcast. At BL Shop, you'll find something for everyone, from refinished and restored furniture pieces to vintage treasures, gently used items, and unique gifts including Polish pottery. Plus, don't miss their seasonal greenhouse plants. Stop by and explore Wednesday through Friday, 11 to 4, or Saturday, 10 until 2. BL Shop, antiques, gifts, plants, and more in Loup City.
Need auto parts? Don't search high, low, and in between. Talk to Loup City Auto Parts on Main Street in Loup City. Open Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, and from 8 to noon on Saturday. They stock replacements, accessories, supplies, and equipment so you can get about any make of automobile back on the road. They even have light and heavy-duty truck parts, off-road equipment, buses, and ag equipment too. Saying go Rebels by sponsoring this broadcast. Loup City Auto Parts.
This broadcast of the Arcadia Loup City Rebels is brought to you by Hurlbird Insurance. Carrie and Monty love cheering on the Rebels, and they also love helping you find the coverage that fits you perfectly. When you call 308-202-0076, they're ready to talk health and Medicare, equine, crop, and livestock risks with you. Just as these Rebels have each other's backs in competition, Hurlbird Insurance has your back with coverage. 308-202-0076 for Hurlbird Insurance.
We come back to Sumner Eddyville Miller as we get you ready for our final match in this triangular. Each team has defeated Twin Loup in 2 sets and will decide the winner of the triangular here. As you look on your video stream, left to right will go Arcadia Loup City, and right to left will be Sumner Eddyville Miller. Both teams in black. Arcadia Loup City a little bit more of the gray-black with the red and white trim. And Sumner Eddyville Miller with the pink armbands. It'll be SEM to start things off. Serving the ball will be Kyler Jones. And we are underway. Played on the back row by Obermiller. Back set by Meyer for Obermiller down the line. She'll get the kill off the touch of Jones.
Well, that looks like they carry their momentum from the last match right into that. That was as smooth of a point as we have seen the Rebels score tonight.
Obermiller will serve. It's across. That's going to be an ace off the touch of Arbuthnot.
And you wonder a couple of things when it comes to SEM. First, will they have more cohesiveness starting with their regular six in this match as opposed to sitting two of their normal starters in the first match against Twin Loup? And also, if they'll kind of struggle to find their flow.
Arbuthnot there with that one, and she tried to take something off, and it's blocked back by Rademacher and Grace Augustine, who actually got the start in this match, a 5'11 junior. And it's Arcadia Loup City out to the 3-0 lead.
If I had to guess, she's going to bring a lot of heat on her next swing.
Arbuthnot gets the receive, and they'll go over to Ellie Scoville. Kept alive, set over on three by Morgan Rademacher. Off balance, Arbuthnot tried to get it across, but it's dug out by Holbert. They'll set it up again for Arbuthnot. Again, dug by Holbert. Pass over the left side, down the line, Rademacher. That's the younger Rademacher off the left side. Big swing from Scoville. Dug out by Obermiller. Left side, Jillian Holbert. And a little too strong. It goes long, and the point for SEM.
Yeah, Rademacher was searching for some room there on the back line. Just a little bit too much in it. But you're going to be happy if you're a Rebel fan with this start.
Hoos will send it as SEM is on the board. Dinked across by Augustine. Kept alive now. Arbuthnot too strong on the crisscross.
Yeah,
trying to get the corner.
Sorry, Larry. Yeah, cross-court attack, trying to mix it up. Maybe not take as much off of it as she had before, but not a full swing either, just trying to place it right. But it goes too far.
Into serve, it'll be Lewick. Sends it. Actually, it'll be Amy Rose as the libero now. They came in to serve that up, and that was smoked down strong. I believe that was Arbuthnot.
It was, yeah. That was the big swing. When there's no block there or even really much of an attempt at a block, she's going to terminate it.
Sent across nicely on the serve by Hoos. Big swing and into the net from Hadley Rademacher. 4-3, and SEM now will serve for the tie. They fell behind early 3-0. They've bounced back to within one. Ellie Scoville will send it. Dug out there by Rose, bump set, and sent over on three by Augustine. Dug out by Scoville, pass left side. The attack by Harder down the line is out of bounds. Point will go to Arcadia Loup City. They lead at 5-3. We're in the first. Best 2 out of 3.
Well, if you're the Rebels, you're more than happy to see SEM continue to make these swing errors. Those are free points, and you'll certainly take them.
Brianna Lewick will check in. She's not playing libero this time, but she stepped over the line. And I noticed earlier in the previous match,
she was close.
She was very close a couple times.
Very close.
And she stepped over there, and it will be a point for SEM. And Arbuthnot with the serve. Dug out by Obermiller, pass left side. Holbert on the crisscross. Dug out by Haraski, pass left side. Harder down the line. Taken there by Holbert to set up in the middle for Rademacher. Twisting, and in the net will be Kyler Jones for Sumner Eddyville Miller, and the point for the Lady Rebels. They lead at 6-4.
You just got to keep grinding out points if you're Arcadia Loup City.
Hadley Rademacher, the jump serve, floats it across. Going deep is to get it is Hoos. Jones, her attack into the net, and a point for Arcadia Loup City. They lead 7-4.
Well, that was all possible because of that serve. Hoos had to go low for it. It was a really low pass, and everything was off just ever so slightly from there, ending with the attack into the net.
Hadley Rademacher's service dug out by Scoville, pushed across down the line by Jones, dug out Rademacher. They'll pass left side, pushed across by Holbert. And a double contact is going to be called on Holbert on that attack.
Well, if you're Arcadia Loup City, every time you can't take advantage of a free ball over, it's just going to really loom large. We'll see if they can get a side out here.
Arcadia Loup City on the serve receive, gets it across. Great save by Armandoth as she sends it across. Quickly back on the SEM side and down left to right with the kill. Jacelyn Hoos off the back row touch.
Amy Rose really sold out for that ball on the back line as well at that libero position. Just about got an arm on it, but to no avail. They're still up by 1 though.
7-6, and Mia Scoville will serve for the tie. From the left side, floats it right side, and it's in there for an ace. Rose watched it, thought maybe it would float long, but it floated to the corner. We're tied at 7 apiece. Service once again from Scoville. That one's deep. A last-second touch by Lewick. And that was a wise decision. I think that was going to be in too, Jeremy.
Yeah, it would have been in for sure. The only thing she could have done differently is made that decision a little bit quicker. Poked the arm out too late.
Scoville sends it again. Dug out by Rose. Back set from Meyer. The attack by Hulbert. Blocked back by Jones and Hoos. And we didn't see that in the first match.
No, and we didn't see it much, and Arcadia Loup City didn't see it much against Twin Loup. They've got to remember that block is going to come from SEM. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well. Back after this.
Stevens Welding in Sumner has been serving the area since 1972 with professional welding and metal fabrication. Their custom-made one-piece round bale feeders for cattle and horses are in demand all across the region, and their steel feed bunks will last forever. Stevens Welding can also make those hydraulic hoses while you wait, saving you downtime. A tradition of quality workmanship. That's Stevens Welding in Sumner.
Are you wanting to remodel your kitchen or bathroom but you don't know where to start? Come see me, Abby Mahler, the kitchen and bathroom designer at Moshka's Building Center in Arcadia. It's my job to design your kitchen layout and help you coordinate your cabinets, countertops, backsplash, flooring, and hardware. I have design software that lets you see a 3D image of your layout so you can visually picture what your new kitchen will look like. Please call us at 789-6252 and ask for Abby to set up your free consultation today.
Off the serve, receive the attack by Taylor Obermiller off the left side, goes a little long after it was blocked off the initial serve receive. And SEM extends that lead to 3, 10-7. Mia Scoville will serve it up. Dug out by Rose. The pass left side, the big swing. Obermiller will get it down, and that ends that Sumner-Eddyville-Miller run.
Well, and that was a great offensive set from Arcadia Loup City. They've got to get Taylor Obermiller and Hadley Rademacher some good, pure swing opportunities at the net, and that was one.
Giving it a spin and a send is Jillian Holbert. Dug out back row by Arbuthnot. Punched across with the left hand by Hoos. Dug there by Lewick. Set up for Rademacher. The swing will go. She's got that odd timing swing, and it really throws the defenses off, and she was able to get that one to drop by using the net.
Well, she's got a really long arm, and she kind of swings it around like a windmill, and it had so much power on it, it got through the tape and down.
Serve receive, Arbuthnot. They'll work it over to Jones. Blocked back by Rademacher. Kept alive. Bumped up by Arbuthnot, sent over by Hoos. They'll set it up in the middle. And there's Rademacher trying to get the back line, but long on the attack. And the point will go for SEM. They lead at 11-9.
Well, her palm was facing the ceiling when she made contact with the ball. More often than not, when that is the case, it's going to fly further than you want.
Oraski will send it. Dug out back row center by Hadley Rademacher. Big swing by Obermiller. It goes right back on the serve receive from Mia Scoville, and then the return attack from Arcadia Loup City out of bounds.
I like the idea from Morgan Rademacher there. That was about 6 inches away from being a great placement.
Rasky sends it over, back set for Obermiller down the line, touched, dug out by Arbuthnot. They'll set it up for Hoos. She's blocked, but out of bounds as she'll tool the block for the point.
Well, if you're Arcadia Loup City, you've got to take advantage of Arbuthnot being in the back row. She can still back row attack. They just don't go to her as much. You've got to get some points here.
They'll set it up. Obermiller on 3 will send it across. Pass left side. Off balance. Hoos will bring it home. She had to reach up very high to get that one, Jeremy.
And on the other side of that coin, it's humongous for SEM to get attack points from those that are in the front row right now, like Hoos, who is the second leading kill leader on this team with 139 coming into the triangular.
Lily Haraski's had a good service run. She'll go again, and it'll be another one for her, as that's a long attack from the back row from Hadley Rademacher. SEM trailed 3-0 at one time in this set, and now up 15-9. Service from Rasky. Dug out by Rademacher. They'll set it up in the middle. Big swing from Obermiller. Punched up by Hoos. Set up now for a left-handed dink shot for Jones. The return goes out of bounds. That's another one for the Lady Mustangs.
Yeah, touched that antenna ever so slightly, but it's all SEM now, up 16-9. Timeout on the floor. Back after this.
The Jeff and Bart Beatty families of Sumner are proud to support the SEM Mustangs. A lot of hard work goes into being a student athlete, and Beatty Family Farms is behind all of these young people 100%. Good luck throughout the season. Play hard and have fun. They'll be cheering you on in life and in sports too. The Jeff and Bart Beatty families of Sumner, proud sponsors of this sports broadcast.
Whether your ride needs a tune-up, a simple oil change, or a serious fix that has you stressed to the max, stress no more with Grease Automotive of Arcadia on your side. They'll get it running right. For taming your lawn's grass, see them for grasshopper mowers for a comfortable and efficient cut. If you're on the market, call Doug and chat. 402-984-4804. Have your vehicle maintained or repaired, or get yourself a new mower at Grease Automotive in Arcadia.
Back at Sumner, the play underway. Sumner, Eddyville Miller on their side, sends it over in 3. Dug out there by Lewick. The attack by Rademacher, dug up by Scoville. Pass left side, Hoos off the balance and got it on the line. Jacelyn Hoos, she's been the big story here in this first set.
Well, she's been big. She's been in the front row, while the SEM leading kill getter, Arbuthnot, has been in the back row. Now they're just getting so many points with the rotation that they're in.
Rasky has been strong at the service line, and now the attack by Obermiller into the net. Actually, they're going to say it was a block back.
Yeah, it sounded like there was a little bit of skin contact up there, ever so slightly.
So now SEM has opened up an 18-9 lead. Arcadia Loup City trying to get a point and get out of here. And now it was Arcadia Loup City into the net on the attack.
On those slide attacks, it's so hard to stay out of the net and not step across that line as well. Just a little bit too much side-to-side action.
I believe this was 10-9 when Haraski started this run of serves, and it's going to end there as Ellie Scoville was trying to go with a crisscross attack that went right to left and a little long.
Well, it's really hard to defend a cross-court attack, and Lewick did really well not getting involved in that one. It was close, and she got her arms out of the way.
Charlize Meyer will serve. Played on the back row by Araski. Hits the top of the net, and it's not going to go over in 3. They hit the net with a couple of the ricochet shots and just could not get it over. So back-to-back points for the Lady Rebels. Still down, though, 19-11 here in this opening set. Service from Meyer. Played back row by Haraski. Punched up by Scoville. Sent over on 3 by Hoos. They'll set it up in the middle. Morgan Rademacher. Big swing. Kept alive, though, by Arbuthnot. Haraski, pass ahead. Scoville sends it on a free ball. Set up with the back set now for Augustine. Tipped. Kept alive by Scoville. Bumped up by Arbuthnot and sent over on 3 by Jones. So pass left side. Big swing. Trying to go down with it was over. Miller goes up into the rafters. They'll set it up. Blocked back. The attack by Hoos. And up on the front line, Augustine, and I believe over Miller.
Rademacher, Morgan Rademacher up there with Augustine. nice, high, tall extension of the arms to get that double block.
19-12. Meyer with another good serve. Set up to the left side. Off-balance shot. Hoos, nice diving save that time from Hulbert. Sent over by Obermiller and off the touch of Scoville. It'll go down. 4 in a row now for Arcadia Loup City. Timeout SEM. First set, Lady Mustangs up 19-13. Back after this on 95.3.
Stryker Tractor Service of Eddyville does much more than repair and rebuild tractors. They also have a good selection of reconditioned tractors on hand, specially priced and ready to go to work for you. With over 45 years of experience, they repair and offer free troubleshooting advice on all tractors. Stryker Tractor Service stocks a variety of starters, alternators, and clutches. To keep your workhorse going strong, call Stryker Tractor Service in Eddyville.
With locations in Miller, Overton, and Riverdale, Bowie Fertilizer provides a large number of area farms with the tools for success. Whether it's custom application of fertilizer or the chemicals or seed they need, Bowie Fertilizer strives to offer a quality product and a competitive price. To learn more about their services, call 457-2161 and talk with Rick Bowie. They also want to wish all the area teams the best of luck from Bowie Fertilizer in Miller, Overton, and Riverdale.
Meyer to serve for Arcadia Loup City. Sends it. Dug out by Rasky. Back row. Arbuthnot pass ahead. Jones will send it over on 3. They'll set it up for an attack on the left side. That's down for Taylor Obermiller.
Wow. Arcadia Loup City all of a sudden has caught all kinds of momentum, and it did not die in the timeout. What a swing.
19-14. They still have work to do. Meyer sends it over off of Jones. Run down by Arbuthnot. Sent over on 3 by Hoos. Dug out by Rademacher. They'll pass left side. Big swing. Obermiller again. Off the back row touch of Araski.
Well, it's just amazing how when you catch a little bit of momentum, it almost feels like you can jump 6 inches higher every single time you catch more momentum. I wouldn't be surprised if they feed Obermiller again. SEM is having bad offensive sets, and they're having to send free balls over that Arcadia Loup City is taking advantage of.
Pass into the middle, off balance, Hoos. That's punched up, kept alive by Rademacher. They're not going to keep that one alive, as Hoos will get the big kill that turns it around and gives the side out to the Lady Mustangs.
Want to give a shout out to Steve. Thanks for watching, Steve. Appreciate your kind words. Jody, thank you as well for tuning in.
Jones with the service. Back set. Meyer, big swing by Obermiller. You could hear that pop on the radio.
You certainly could, and I know you folks there are watching the video stream are checking for dents in the floor on the YouTube and Facebook channels.
Obermiller will serve. Play to back row by Haraski. Pass left side, Hoos for Arbuthnot. Off balance, dug out back row by Hulbert. They'll set it ahead, and it'll go down. Off balance shot for Hadley Rademacher.
Well, this is just plain fun. This is great volleyball being played by both of these teams, most recently Arcadia Loup City.
20-17. Obermiller floats one around. Nice diving save by Arbuthnot. Bumped up by Scoville. Sent over by Hoos. All 3 seniors touched it there. Pushed around by Rademacher and out of bounds. But it wouldn't have mattered as a player was in the net for Arcadia Loup City.
They call it double hit, actually.
Okay, double hit. 21-17. SEM up by 4 and the serve. Hoos almost an ace, but kept alive by Myers and sent over on 3 by Hulbert. The set in the middle. Big driving spike. Coming up big. Haley Hayes, the freshman, off the block.
And that was really close to being a good block the other way by Hadley Rademacher. Just a little bit off on her placement.
Service by Hoos. That is a diving one. Kept alive though off the net. Pushed over on 3. Here comes SEM. They'll set it up for Scoville. Off the block and down. Took a little something off of it and was able to squeeze it in between Augustine and Rademacher. SEM 2 away from winning the set. Hoos floats it across. Another low one. Dug out by Hulbert. Driving shot by Hadley Rademacher. Touched on the front line. Kept alive. Now here's Arbuthnot, but she misses the mark. She put a lot on it, but it was off to the right.
Well, when SEM has gotten Arbuthnot involved here in this set, she hasn't really been able to find the floor all that much. She's kind of been off just by a couple of feet out of bounds.
Amy Rose will serve. Down the line, almost an ace, but Arbuthnot tracks it down. Sent over on 3 by Jones. Back set. Rademacher dinks it across. Haraski covers. Dinked across by Arbuthnot. Kept alive on the Arcadia Loup City side. Floated across by Holbert, who sets it up. Arbuthnot off balance. Looking for a touch.
Hit it out.
It was out, so it will belong to Arcadia Loup City.
Well, if ALC can continue to avoid SEM getting that 24th point, that would be humongous.
Rose served, but that goes into the net. Service error, side out, and set point for the Lady Mustangs. Senior Ellie Scoville will serve from the left side. And that goes into the net. There's another one of those back-to-back service errors. We have had a bunch of those tonight. And here comes Lewick to serve for the Lady Rebels. Brianna Lewick off the bench, steps forward. It's a good one. That's an ace.
Well, how's that? You come off of the bench and you put a dive right into the back row of your opponent to pull to within 3. The run's got to continue, though.
SEM playing 4 deep on her. Lewick hits it. That one goes into the net. That is your set. SEM wins set number 1 over Arcadia Loup City, 25-21. Back after this.
Citizens Bank and Trust provides superior financial service with honesty, professionalism, and confidentiality while promoting economic growth and stability in the communities they serve. With convenient locations in St. Paul, Loup City, and Central City, all locations are experienced in real estate, agriculture, commercial and consumer lending, offering savings, deposit, checking accounts, debit cards, and online and mobile banking. Citizens Bank and Trust Company. Your community, your bank. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
Cusack Lumber and Supply is your hometown source for quality materials and friendly service. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. They're ready to help with any project, from materials and additions to brand new builds. Check out their post frame and complete building packages if you're starting from the ground up. And for farmers and ranchers, they stock everything from tanks to fencing supplies. Cusack Lumber and Supply is proud to bring you this sports broadcast.
Go Mustangs! Tubbs Pub cheers for the Mustangs, and they admire their talent and sportsmanship. Tubbs Pub welcomes all students, friends, and families to Tubbs Pub for a hearty meal when in Sumner. Regardless of how the games turn out, let's all enjoy the friendship of our communities together at Tubbs Pub. Enjoy prime rib specials every Friday and Saturday night and hot home-cooked meals Monday through Saturday. Let's all eat at Tubbs Pub in Sumner.
Thrivent is proud to support the area teams as they work hard to achieve their goals. Representative Scott Harvey wants to help you with your financial goals by creating a strategy that reflects your priorities and protects what matters most to you. For insurance, investments, or planning for retirement, call Scott Harvey and Thrivent Financial at 308-872-2511. Set number 1 belongs to Sumner Eddyville Miller, 25-21. We go to set number 2.
Well, if you're Arcadia Loup City, besides that run that you let SEM go on there in that first set, they really kind of kept it pretty even, and it was a really even first set there. So you just want to get off to a good start if you're the Rebels against a very good SEM team that's going to be doing a lot of damage here in the next couple of weeks in the postseason, I would guess.
Lady Rebels will start the second off with the serve. They need to win this set to force a third. SEM can win the championship of the triangular with a victory, with a win in this set. Just barely goes over on the service, and it's sent back after 3 hits. Scoville able to slam it down, and it's a point for SEM. 1-0. They're out to the early lead. Kyler Jones slaps it across. Oh, miscommunication. That's an untouched ace.
Yeah, both of them so much so thought the other one was going to get it. They pulled their hands back and threw their arms back at their sides. It just went right in between them.
Jones again, right, same spot. This time Holbert takes it. Obermiller off hands on the front line. Dug out on the back row by Mia Scoville. Punched across by Hoos. Dug there by Holbert. Off the left side. Too strong on the attack for Taylor Obermiller. And it's a quick 3-0 lead here for Sumner Eddyville Miller. Officials timeout as Morgan Rademacher needs to tie up a shoe. Does a little work on that. And she's ready to go. Service from Jones. That's an ace. Jillian Holbert looked at it, thought about playing it, pulled back the hands at the last second. And that will go out. She'll come out, and she'll be replaced by Amy Rose, the libero. 4-0 SEM. Jones again. Played by Rose. Meyer back set for Obermiller. That'll go down off the back row touch of Mia Scoville.
Much needed point there for Arcadia. Loup City allows them to kind of reset in a way.
Obermiller will serve from the right side. Played on the front row by Arbuthnot. She'll get it back from Hoos. Big swing and down. Got a little bit of the net, but that helped her out. It seems a little louder than the first two matches. That's because the Sumner Eddyville Miller football team's no longer practicing, and they're cheering loud across the way. That's been added to this little mix. Rademacher, big swing. Dug out, though, by Jones. Sent over by Scoville on 3. Pass left side, Rademacher again. That's Hadley. Dug out by Rasky. They'll go with the dink. That's Arbuthnot. Switched across by Rademacher. Morgan. Now Arbuthnot with the return. Dug by Meyer. Bump set. The attack by Hadley. Rademacher into the net.
Yeah, just kind of went off the heel of her hand. Didn't get enough up underneath of it. If she was able to get about 6 more inches on it, that one might have gone down.
Jacelyn Hoos a little short on the serve. Service error and a point for Arcadia Loup City. And do want to remind you, don't let low back and leg pain reduce your quality of life. Study suggests spinal manipulation is the first method of treatment. Having pain, call Dr. Chad Hackle with Backbone of Health, 872-2171. Visit them on South 9th Avenue in Broken Bow. Here's a big swing and down off the serve receive. Taryn Arbuthnot slamming it home. And now SEM out to a 7-2 lead. In set number 2, they lead 1-0. Ellie Scoville floats it back line, taken by Rose. Bumps at Meyer. The big swing. Tipped along the line from Hurlbert. It'll be Harder, and Harder off the block will get it home.
That was just a really tight angle for Hadley Rademacher to try to put a block up over there, and she was coming at a weird angle as well. Just got caught up in her hands and pulled it down on her side. 8-2 is the SEM lead. Timeout on the floor. We'll take one as well on KBBN.
Lean Equipment of Arcadia keeps area farmers and ranchers running strong. They service tractors, combines, semis, and hay equipment. All makes, all models, from big repairs to routine maintenance. Their family-owned shop delivers quality work you can trust, season after season. And just like they keep your operation moving, they're proud to keep local sports on the air, supporting our student athletes and bringing the action to you. Check out lance.lean.com or call 308-789-6103.
Eggleston Oil keeps the Oconto community on the go with full service at the gas pumps. They treat every customer with a smile and often some lively conversation. Their shop provides automotive repairs as well as tire service. Eggleston Oil keeps the local farms moving with fast, reliable, on-the-farm fuel delivery. They also help with a variety of local fundraisers too. Supporting radio coverage of high school sports is yet another way they show that all-important community involvement at Eggleston Oil of Oconto.
Off the serve receive, the point will go Arcadia Loup City's way. The attack from the left side from Jillian Holbert. The touch on the back row. And that's a good play for Arcadia Loup City out of the timeout to stop the bleeding. They trail 8-3. New player into the lineup first time here tonight, Riley Krasavi. 5'5" senior with the service. Returned on 2, dug out by Obermiller. Sent over on a free ball by Holbert. Dug there by Jones. The attack by Harder, or check that's Hayes. That's dug out on the back row by Obermiller, who gets it back and swings across. Dug by Hoos. Roll shot by Harder. Pass to the front line. Meyer sets it up for Holbert. Tipped at the front line. Hoos sets it up for an off-balance shot for Arbuthnot. Boy, she leaned back and still can get a lot of firepower even when she's off balance, Jeremy.
Yeah, and that just kind of shows you, I mean, that takes a really good player to a great player level when you can pull off something like that.
Arbuthnot with the service. Dug out by Rademacher. Hadley with the big swing, and she'll get the kill off the back row touch of Hoos.
Well, that was one of those ones where you just don't know what to do because it's at a weird location. That was right at the chest of Hoos. You can't really set it, and you can't really bump it either, so you just kind of have to get out of the way almost like she did there.
Rademacher serves it. Dug out by Hoos, and then a little communication error. Hoos, though, will recover and get it over on 3. Dug out by Lewick, tipped across by Obermiller. Saved, but only momentarily by Hoos. Arbuthnot chased after it, but couldn't get to it. That's another point for Arcadia Loup City. They're back within 4 at 9-5. Hadley Rademacher, just a freshman. Steps into this one, floats it across, taken by Jones. Harder, back for Jones, off the top. Tipped the top of the block on the front line and got it home.
It was just a little bit too high for Brianna Lewick. She saw it coming. She just couldn't get up in the air enough to get a hand on it.
Mia Scoville, she had a big run at the service line in the first set. Sends it across there, dug out by Rademacher. A lot of freshmen playing in this one. Holbert from the right side. Off the touch and down. 10-6.
Arcadia Loup City needs the kind of run that they got there in that first set. They just like for it to come a little bit earlier than it did last time.
Holbert gives it a spin and sends it across the way. Taken there by Arbuthnot. The set was over the net, and it's going to be a double hit on that set. Had it stayed on SEM side, they would have been able to utilize it for an attack, but the double hit across the net ends up in the Arcadia Loup City point. Arbuthnot, serve received. They'll set it up for Hoos. Roll shot across. Dinked across on 2 by Meyer. Set up too close to the net, but Jones does a great job with the left hand to get it. Then Meyer pushed across by Holbert. Dug on the back row by Haraski. Hoos down the line. Dug by Rademacher. Pass over to the left side. Obermiller. Tipped. Kept alive. And what a save by Hoos. They'll save it up now, and Rademacher blocked back by Jones.
That went out,
but
Larry.
it
just
did.
Barely. And SCM doesn't like the call, but the line judge was right on it. She put the flag up, and if it was out, which that was the call, it was very close.
So Arcadia Loup City gets the point. Going to the left hand is Hoos. Meyer. They'll set up Obermiller, and that'll land in front of Haraski. And don't look now, but Arcadia Loup City's back within 1.
I'm really enjoying. I don't go to many volleyball games. I told you this is only the 5th and 6th sets of volleyball that I called here tonight, but I'm having a lot of fun watching Arcadia Loup City play volleyball.
On 3 off the serve receive, Arbuthnot sends it over, dug out by Holbert. Big swing by Rademacher, played there by Jones. Left side, Hoos blocked back, covered by Jones. Kept alive. Sent on the free ball by Arbuthnot. Dug out by Lewick. Pass left side. The swing by Obermiller. Nice dig by Arbuthnot. Rademacher, the shot. Blocked by Jones. Again blocked by Jones. Sent over on 3, but I think they're going to call a double hit on Arcadia Loup City.
Yeah, they say it wasn't a block. It was off of the tape, but boy, it sure was exciting either way. The ball goes back and forth and back and forth. This Arcadia Loup City team might be a sub-500 team, but like you said, when we were gathering for this broadcast, they play in C2, some pretty tough opponents.
Big swing by Obermiller, blocked by Jones, kept alive. Meyer will send it over on a free ball, covered there by Arbuthnot. Now Jones, she's blocked, but it'll go out of bounds. So for what Rademacher got off Jones, Jones gets off Rademacher.
She got a full hand and a half on that ball too, but just got turned over there to the side.
12-9, Sumner Eddyville Miller. Rasky floats it to the back line. She had a huge run in that first set. Off the roll shot, or off the slide, it was Obermiller. Punched back now across with the left hand by Hoos. Bumped up. The attack by Obermiller. Hits the net, goes on over, covered by Arbuthnot. Pass over to Hoos, down the line. She'll put it home.
Rademacher almost got to that one. She was on the ground pretty darn quickly with goalie-like reflexes back there. Just couldn't quite get to it.
Rasky floats it across. Dug out by Rademacher. Back set. Obermiller. That's too strong.
And all of a sudden, if you're Arcadia Loup City, what was a really good run for you and all the momentum has all of a sudden swung back to SEM, and they call a timeout in hopes of stopping the bleeding a little bit. Back after this.
Loop Agency Loop Realty is the place to call for all your insurance and real estate needs. Offering home, farm, auto, crop, commercial, and specialty line coverages like animal mortality or special events coverage. Loop Agency will be happy to give you a free insurance review. While the competition may sell insurance, Amy and Tina write insurance and sell service. Loop Agency Loop Realty, Loup City, Nebraska, 745-1097 or www.looprealty.com.
The Colony Inn Motel and O Street Bar in Loup City is proud to sponsor this sports broadcast. The restaurant at Colony Inn is only closed on Tuesdays and open weekdays at 5, Saturday and Sunday at 11 a.m. You want to have Sundays marked on your calendar? Prime rib dinners start at 4 p.m. Down on Main Street, head into the O Street Bar Tuesday through Saturday, and don't miss Taco Tuesdays for $2 tacos. The Colony Inn Motel and O Street Bar in Loup City, proud supporter of the student athletes competing.
We come back to Sumner underway. Rasky sends it. It'll be returned by Rademacher, dug out by Arbuthnot. Pass into the middle, and trying to dink it across was Jones, but it just came up short. So it'll be a point for Arcadia Loup City. They trail by 4, 14-10. Charlize Meyer will serve for the Lady Rebels. To the back line, taken by Haraski, kept alive by Jones. Bumped over by Scoville, that's Mia Scoville. Big swing by Obermiller. SEM says it didn't get touched, but the official said yes, it's the play on. And a shot from the left side, Hoos. Kept alive, Rademacher gets it back, sends it, dug out by Arbuthnot. They'll bump set it for her for a back row attack, and that'll work. She took a little something on off of it. Hurlbut had to go low and couldn't get much on the trajectory to the net.
And I kind of agreed earlier in that point with SEM. I didn't see a touch on that ball as an ace gets put down by SEM just that quick.
And again, it was the same thing as earlier, a back row miscommunication, because that wasn't even close to being out. And Jones will send it again, another one.
Well, Hurlbut, she's in the back row, and I think she thought someone was behind her or that was going to be long, but it was in by a couple of feet.
And
they've got 4 people back there now.
Rose will come in and replace her. Gets the serve received. They'll go to Morgan Rademacher. Dug out on the back row by Haraski. Off balance. The shot by Hoos. Kept alive. Augustine to Obermiller. And that's too long. Trying to go crisscross.
Just about took out a SEM cheerleader over there on the cross-court attack.
Yeah, those are coming at you in a hurry. You got to be aware. Jones with a nice shot, but it's covered by Rademacher. Obermiller, that one's blocked back, but out of bounds. So that'll go to Arcadia Loup City. Tell you what I really love about here tonight. This feels like a sub-district final, district final kind of atmosphere.
A good crowd on hand. Folks for all teams traveled pretty well.
Obermiller, service. Dug out there by Arbuthnot. They're going to pass back to her, but it came up short and swiped across by Scoville. Now, Rademacher, big swing, blocked back by Arbuthnot, but covered by Meyer. Rademacher, that's Hadley, Gets it over, kept alive. Arbuthnot with a roll shot, taken there by Meyer. Off the left side, Rademacher. Dug out by Jones. Pass in the middle. Big swing by Arbuthnot, kept alive by Obermiller. Goes on over. Hoos makes the play. Gets it back from Arbuthnot. Directs it down the line for the kill.
That was about the only place on the floor that Arcadia Loup City did not have covered because, let's be honest, it's the hardest shot to be made. But she does it, spots it out, and wow, what a hit.
And then Hoos at the service line. Dug out by Holbert. Sent over on the free ball by Rademacher. Pass left side. Ellie Scoville too strong on the off-balance shot. Arcadia Loup City will have it. They've got to make a run right now. Down 19-12. Down 1-0 in this best 2 out of 3.
So I was going to say, it's got to start now. You don't have many points to give.
Rose sends it. Rasky kept alive, though, by Hayes and sent over on 3 by Jones. Dug out by Rose. Set up in the middle. Dinked across by Rademacher. Covered there by Hoos. Pass into the front row. Arbuthnot off balance. That's dug out by Rose. Pass left side. Holbert's attack. Punched up by Jones. Now off balance. There is Arbuthnot again. And she'll get it down in front of Rose. 20-12. Sumner Eddyville Miller 5 away from winning the set and the match. Ellie Scoville's service. Played by Rose. Bumped up by Augustine. Sent over by Meyer. Going deep. Going low to get it is Jones. The attack by Hayes into the net. And that gives a little bit of life to Arcadia Loup City. Riley Kursavi, you might remember her from wrestling last year, state champion. She'll come in to serve. But just a standing serve, and she'll float it. Oh, just short.
Wow, that might have dropped as close. If it made it over, that might have been the closest serve I've seen on the other side of the net ever. That thing would have been only 3 feet over.
Arbuthnot with the service, and that's an ace. She got the back line. 22-13. Sumner Eddyville Miller starting to smell it now. Number 2 ranked team in the D2 sends it again. That's dug out by Rose on the roll shot. It will go long from Holbert. 23-13. Service from Arbuthnot. Played on the back line by Lewick, kept alive. Rademacher sent over on the free ball by Meyer, dug out by Arbuthnot. Jones with the big swing. Dug there by Lewick, chasing it down Meyer. Free ball to cross by Obermiller. Dug out back row by Arbuthnot. They'll set it up for the swing from Harder. Harder, though, may have been across the line.
I was going to say, I thought that, and I thought maybe the net moved ever so slightly as well. The official up in the stand didn't see it, but I think the official next to the scores table caught it.
Yeah, our down official was able to catch that one. 23-14, the service from Rademacher. Dug out by Arbuthnot. Pass left side. Jones, her swing into the net, bounces back. Arcadia Loup City, they are on oxygen, but they're still alive. 23-15. Hadley Rademacher to serve. Traditional right side, she'll send it, and it's into the net. It is set and match point for Sumner Eddyville Miller. And the freshman, Mia Scoville, will serve. Sends it. Played back line by Lewick. Meyer sets it up. Big swing. Obermiller dug out by Arbuthnot. Tipped across by Scoville. Now Obermiller with the big swing and down. Off the touch of Hoos.
That almost went through that basket over there on the far side. That would have been pretty cool to see, the basket up toward the air.
Yeah.
Quick plug for our Facebook and YouTube pages. If you folks are tuning in for the first or the 100th time and you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel or follow our Facebook page, we'd appreciate your follow.
Big swing off the left side by Hoos. Dug out on the back row. They'll set it up for Obermiller. Got the corner. She went crisscross left to right. Found the corner. 24-17. Lady Rebels still breathing. Holbert will serve. It's a good one. Punched up by Jones. She's going to get it back off the set. Dinks it across with the left hand. Rademacher sets it up for Obermiller. Nice dig by Haraski. Kept alive by Scoville. Sent over on the free ball by Hoosh. Dug by Lewick. They'll pass left side into the net. Obermiller, and that is your match. The set belongs to Sumner Eddyville Miller. They win it 25-17. They win the match 2-0, 25-21, 25-17. Your friends at Clang Financial are honored to help with any of your health and life insurance questions, as well as any retirement planning needs you may have. Reach them at 308-872-6810. Clang Financial, downtown Broken Bow at 940 South D Street. Sumner Eddyville Miller wins the triangle. They go 2-0 tonight to improve to 22-6. Arcadia Loup City 1-1. They drop now to 9-18. We'll take a timeout, come back here to Sumner as we continue here on 95.3.
No matter what hunting season is around the corner, you should be headed to Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City to prepare. Great customer service, a knowledgeable staff, and competitive pricing mean you're on your way to a great outdoor experience. From hunting gear and fishing gear to licenses and park permits, go see Johnson Hunt and Fish in Loup City, 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. on South Highway 58. They're proud to help bring you this broadcast.
Boston Livestock is proud to be a part of bringing this coverage of the Arcadia Loup City Rebels to you. The life of a student athlete isn't what it used to be. Demands in the classroom and in competition are higher than ever. Boston Livestock salutes the hard work of all the student athletes from the area, and they hope you enjoy this broadcast as they put great teamwork, sportsmanship, and competitive drive on display. Boston Livestock Company saying go Rebels by sponsoring this broadcast.
BL Shop in Loup City is proud to support the Arcadia Loup City Rebels and sponsor this broadcast. At BL Shop, you'll find something for everyone, from refinished and restored furniture pieces to vintage treasures, gently used items, and unique gifts including Polish pottery. Plus, don't miss their seasonal greenhouse plants. Stop by and explore Wednesday through Friday, 11 to 4, or Saturday, 10 until 2. BL Shop, antiques, gifts, plants, and more in Loup City.
Need auto parts? Don't search high, low, and in between. Talk to Loup City Auto Parts on Main Street in Loup City. Open Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, and from 8 to noon on Saturday. They stock replacements, accessories, supplies, and equipment so you can get about any make of automobile back on the road. They even have light and heavy-duty truck parts, off-road equipment, buses, and ag equipment, too. Saying go Rebels by sponsoring this broadcast. Loup City Auto Parts.
This broadcast of the Arcadia Loup City Rebels is brought to you by Hurlbird Insurance. Carrie and Monty love cheering on the Rebels, and they also love helping you find the coverage that fits you perfectly. When you call 308-202-0076, they're ready to talk health and Medicare, equine, crop, and livestock risk with you. Just as these Rebels have each other's backs in competition, Hurlbird Insurance has your back with coverage. 308-202-0076 for Hurlbird Insurance.
Welcome back one last time to Sumner Eddyville Miller High School as we have gone final. 3 matches were scheduled, 3 matches have been completed, and we saw some pretty good volleyball here tonight, Larry. Kind of your overall thoughts on this one as these teams get ready mostly for sub-district play. SEM still has a match to play on Thursday.
Yeah, they've got another a match to play on Thursday. That's going to be a tough one against Shelton, another one of the top 10 teams in the state of Nebraska. And, for SEM, it was just kind of a workmanlike atmosphere for them tonight. They rested some players in the earlier match tonight when they beat Twin Loup 25-17, 25-23, and then they came back and played more of their regulars in the match against Arcadia Loup City, and they won that one 25-21, 25-17. In between, it was the Lady Rebels getting the win over Twin Loup 25-18, 25-20. So 3 two-set matches here tonight. but they were good sets, and we saw some pretty good volleyball.
That's what I was going to say. Despite it being 2-set matches, we didn't have any of these teams really trip up in any of these sets and let things get out of hand. They did for times. We saw plenty of runs for all of these teams here tonight, but their opponent was able to reel it back in and get the win in each of those sets. Thanks so much for tuning in to the broadcast, folks. We had wonderful sponsors that you heard during each match on the radio, as well as the sponsors you see on the top right-hand part of your screen if you're watching on the video stream. This video replay is going to be available for basically forever on YouTube if you want to come back and watch it, or share it on your social media pages for those who might enjoy watching it back. We've got plenty of video coverage coming on the way of volleyball and football in the days ahead. This Thursday, D2 playoffs, 3 separate football games on our airwaves. KBBN, 4 p.m. It's Sandhills, Thetford, and Windside on Thursday, as well as Sandhills Express Video. Larry will have the call of that one for you. At 5, Mike Garner will join me and Myrna as Anselmo Myrna hosts Lions Decatur Northeast on KCNI. And at 7 p.m., our sports director, Brent Apperson, will be joined by Kurt Crawley. Twin Loop will travel, as will Brent and Kirk, to Neely Oakdale for a 7 p.m. kickoff on KBBN. And then this Friday, reports on KBBN from State Cross Country at Kearney Country Club. You can listen for those reports on site featuring our local student athletes. I'll be jogging around, keeping an eye on things and keeping you informed. 6-man football on Friday right here on KBBN from Litchfield as Ansley Litchfield hosts Stewart. And on our sister station, KCNI, it's Broken Bow wrapping up their regular season against Gothenburg. That one at 7 p.m. as well. And then to round out the week, Nebraska football facing Northwestern. 11 a.m. kickoff. Pregame starts at 9 on the Huskers radio network right here. Next week, volleyball sub-districts. Plenty of that to pass your direction as we get into next week. More football playoffs and beyond, all coming your way on Central Nebraska's Sports Source. Your final thoughts, Larry?
Yeah, and one of the things I do want to mention, be listening over the next couple of days. Brent's probably going to have all the pairings that will be coming out for those sub-district tournaments at the first of the week. So make sure you listen to KCNI, KBBN for that on the sports reports, and also check Sandhills Express for a story that I'm sure he'll be putting out with it. As far as things go, man, the season's gone. Hard to believe, just like we said last week with football, the regular season for the 8-man football teams ended last week. Volleyball pretty much done tonight or by the end of the week as far as the regular season goes. But it has just breezed on by. But it was a fun evening of volleyball here tonight. The folks here in Sumner also got to honor 3 seniors that were a part of a state championship 2 years ago and very much a part of that team.
All right, thank you, Larry, and thank you to Jack Simpson behind the camera. For Larry Cotner, I'm Jeremy Scheib, thanking you all for tuning in to volleyball triangular action from here in Sumner tonight. I wish you a great rest of your evening and a great rest of your week. Thank you for trusting Central Nebraska's Sports Source to bring you sports action featuring our local student athletes.
Thank you for listening to our coverage of high school sports. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Also, a special word of thanks goes out to our sponsors who make our coverage possible. You, too, can thank those businesses by allowing them to be a service to you. Join us again next time for our continuing coverage of high school sports. In the meantime, read more on SandhillsExpress.com from Central Nebraska's Sports Source. A truly unique radio experience.
The 3-2 pitch, swung on, and a little blooper to right field. That's a base hit. Bo's going to win. Coming in to score the winning run is Caden McKean. And Broken Bow wins the Mid-Nebraska League Championship game in walk-off fashion. Carter Johnson, a little flare to right field. Found the outfield grass. And Broken Bow has won the Mid-Nebraska League Championship.
He's just a strong opponent for any wrestler. I mean, undefeated state champ last year in the state finals the year before, a 3-time state medalist, and there, really nice takedown. Good fluid motion by a guy that's wrestling 195 pounds.
Brady Skinner with it up top. Faye at the buzzer. Wow. Hits the three. Nice looking shot.
To Folkers, back at the Grant, long three, got it.
Nice. Cash attacks. Double, almost triple teamed. Out to Connell, deep three. Wow. Hit it. That's a three for South Loop.
I have to make sure I set my cruise control when I drive after I watch this event.
Yeah, exactly. Car 204, the Yellow Viper of Ryan Firstenau. Oh, hello to all our viewers out there. Thank you very much for tuning in. You get a look at where we're talking to you from.
You get second, 6 and now 5. Pandorf atop of the key 3. Good! Pandorf at the buzzer. Johnson hammered out towards center. Holm going back. Holm will dive, and did he make the catch? He did! Caden Holm, a diving catch across his body to the right.
Ball comes out of there. Who's going to hop on top of it? It's going to be scooped up by Cooksley. Inside the 30, the 20, 15, 10. Can he get there? He can. It's 6 points for Sandhill Thedford on defense. The scoop and score.
Calderos sends it in the corner to Santos, a 3, got it. His third from downtown in the quarter.
With the bounce, gets it into Ryan. Nice post move, lays it up and in, and scores 2.
10.2 seconds left. Plays it out to Pandorf, top of the key. Long 3, she puts it up, and that's going to go.
And they turn it over, does Hyannis. More could be showtime, goes up and jams it. What a way to end the half for Mullen.
Finney lost it to Cash Gracie. Cash runs forward, dunks it, and looks over at his fellow students in the student section on the far side and gives a fist pump.
Bounce pass to the elbow to Jackson Henry, handoff Loy. Loy picked up by Miller. Loy bounces it inside to Henry. He'll put it up and score! And Ansley Litchfield has their first lead of the game.
That's a good-looking car out of Laramie, Wyoming.